Hello there, toy collectors. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and I am very excited to bring you this special review.
If anything, the Kim family, they're archetypes.
Which is sad, but not always a bad thing.
I'm okay, I have one.
Let's,
Do you see all the names?
Let's try them. Let's still try.
That was a special new intro for our friend. Hello there, everyone. My name is Kevin, aka Toying Around, and you are watching the finale of the Book of Boba Tea, where I order up some boba. I hope you did too, and we get to talk about the show, the Book of Boba Fett, and this is the 7th episode. Hopefully, you have seen this week's episode. If you haven't, maybe you'll come back later and watch this. Hopefully, save this video, or if you don't mind spoilers, I would love to have you hang out here and watch with us or chat with us. And if you're new here, normally on the channel, I talk about action figures and collectibles, things like that. And often these toys come from a movie or a TV show that we really like. So I thought it'd be cool to sit with some friends and talk about, this hobby and also break down the show as well. And if that's what you're into, please do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit the thumbs up on this video, share on your social media that, we're live right now. And no, I don't no idea how this algorithm thing really works, but I think the best way for you to find your way back to the channel and for more content when it goes up is to make sure that you're subscribed here. And it also helps out the channel immensely, and everyone who's done that, thank you so much. And speaking of people who do help out immensely, the Butter Nation channel members, I appreciate all of you. A huge part of the channel is the lives and interacting with everyone, the chat and the guests. And if you want to support the channel, there's an optional thing to become a channel member here on YouTube. And being a channel member unlocks certain benefits, early access to some videos and special emoji that you can use in the chat. You can spam them when I mess up, which happens. It happens. I won't say the frequency, but that option is there. And the support is always appreciated. It all goes back to helping out the channel, upgrading stuff, getting giveaways, shipping out giveaways. There's going to be a giveaway tonight, and that's made possible by some of the amazing people here. So thank you very much. A lot of cool toy stuff here on the channel. So just please make sure you're subscribed. I have stuff to work on. There's been a lot of stuff this week. So I'm really excited to show people this stuff, and I have fun making it. So I hope you enjoy watching it. But enough about me, because let's catch up with the other people in this panel who you're really here for and who you really want to hear from. The first is a fellow toy collector, a streamer over on Twitch, and a bit of a Trendoshan, but I think over time we're becoming very good friends, representing the Midnight 30 crime family. This is our friend Livin, Vida, Yoko. Yo.
Hi. Hi, Kev.
Hey, what's up?
What's up? How's it going, everybody? It's our final boba tea ever.
No, I'm still gonna get boba.
Okay.
Cheers. What did you order?
I went back to brown sugar again because I enjoyed it last week. I think that was last week. I don't really know.
Awesome.
Hi, everybody.
Yes, welcome back. Let's get into it, because I already told people you're on Twitch. Oh, by the way, everyone, all of the hosts, the co-hosts, all of their social media links are here in the description on YouTube. So please follow them, support them. My friends make amazing things, so make sure you check that out. The next person joining us, our friend, another co-host, he is out here grinding hard, work-wise, don't be weird, but collecting even harder. You know him from Kim's Convenience, Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett. Sometimes I get the names mixed up. Most recently appeared on CBC's Tall Boys. And earlier this week, we heard news he has a new show, Fandemonium, in development. And he's filming a Netflix series. My goodness. I can be here all night looking at all these. I'm just kidding. The bitter Brigadier General himself, Sun-Hyung Lee.
Hey, what's up, everybody?
It's good to
Brigadier?
be here.
Brigadier?
It's good to be here.
Brigadier?
Bitter Brigadier General. I don't know,
Brigadier?
that's-
Bitter
Is that a word?
Brigade. Bitter Brigade. Commanding officer, maybe. I don't know.
Brigadier?
Head nerd. My dog just came in behind me. It's nice to be home. It's nice to see
Yes,
you
good
all.
to see you back
Oh, yeah, you're
home base
home.
after being away games for many weeks.
That's right. What's up, Bitter Nation? Bitter Brigade. Bitter Brigade. Not It's Butter Nation, but Bitter Brigade. Hi. How's everybody out there? I miss you guys. It's going to be no stream this Sunday, but I am here with my good friends chatting about the last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. Big hand for Yoko. Big hand for Kevin, who's obviously put a little bit more work into the intros this week. I'm very, very touched by that. The last episode, he saved it. The best for last. I thought it was a fantastic, fantastic intro.
Thank
2
you.
for 2 so far, Kevin. Way to go. And,
2 for 7.
2 for 7. Well,
Oh,
2
wait,
for
I
2
mean,
for
like,
tonight.
7.
You're doing great. And I too have.
Oh.
We ordered boba, so I've got
Yes.
this is a strawberry tea, strawberry Earl
Ooh.
Grey
That sounds
with-
good.
Ew,
with boba.
fancy. Earl Grey.
Did you go down to 50% sugar?
I did.
Yeah.
I did.
And where did you order from?
There's a place on the Danforth called Gongcha.
Oh, Gongcha, yeah.
Yeah, Gongcha. So I'll let you know. I will let you know. So there's that. And
All
I can't help but notice a little thing. You guys, what's going on?
Are we wearing the same shirt, Kev?
You wearing a
It's kind of getting warm in here.
What do you know, I really wish you guys had talked to me about that because this is kind of embarrassing.
Oh, what are the odds?
You too?
What are the odds of
That is
the
so
three of
weird.
us wearing these shirts?
What does the shirt say? Let's see what it says on Paul.
Bad day
Bad day?
could be worse. You could be like good old Boba. That's right. I mean,
this
really,
is
got to give it to the man, right? The fallingest bounty hunter in the galaxy. The man
Yes,
who has a
that's
rocket
actually-
pack. And when it's not working, it's literally not working.
that's actually in my intro.
Really?
Finally, our favorite and fallingest friend. You can catch him on the Toy Migos They're Not Dolls show, the Sarlacc Digest podcast, and How We Do Disney on Instagram. A lot of awesome stuff. Everyone here just working hard, right? Working hard, putting out cool content. I appreciate all of you. He is the #1 Boba stan, Ernie himself, the Fallen Fett.
Hey guys, what's up? I don't know if those shirts are that awesome. That's a lot of false advertising. I don't want us to get pulled from YouTube. But
This is official merchandise, all right?
Dang, I guess
That is
Ernie's not
official.
on the same wavelength as us
No.
after all.
no, because I'm actually wearing, there we go, the king. Credits rule everything around me. You see
What-
that?
Does that say cream?
Yes, it does.
Like, as in he creams his pants when he falls into the
Oh,
Sarlacc?
no.
No. As credits rule everything around me.
Oh, is that what it's
Okay.
for? Because I don't know. Looks like
He-
he just creamed.
No.
This
Like,
shirt
he
is a
got
medium.
creamed. He is
This
creamed.
is a medium.
I know.
Oh, the
He's-
tag's still on.
You still got your tag.
You're gonna return it?
Mine
Bro.
is-
Dude, this is look how I have to roll the sleeves up so
This is
much
an
because
XL.
they're
I
huge.
Good
rolled
night.
mine up 3 times.
Sorry, Patrick.
Dang.
It comes down to
What's
my
up, Patrick?
mid-thigh.
Okay,
All
so
right, I'm gonna autograph this tag and send it to somebody.
Oh my
we
god.
got him shooting,
Nobody
and then we
wants
got
that.
him hit by a blind guy, and then we got him flying into the Sarlacc pit. All fake.
Honestly, I can't
Oh,
believe
thank-
that this is a shirt from Disney
It
in
is.
the park that you can get that actually for the majority of Boba Fett Star Wars fans out there that like accurately portrays all of the essence of Boba Fett in the original trilogy. It literally says "Bad Day."
Yeah.
Ah!
None of that is exaggerated.
No,
That's the thing. It's not
Look.
exaggerated, Aaron.
look, I
got
got you.
And
I really I cannot believe this is a real licensed shirt. Like that blows my mind.
at Disney, at the parks.
At Disney at
Yes.
Disneyland.
They knew that
Yeah.
they weren't really catering to like 80% of the Star Wars fan base that feels this way about Boba Fett.
Right.
So they're like, you know what? We can tap into that market and get this money.
The best
Evil
part
D-
is We wouldn't have known this shirt existed if Ernie hadn't sent us a picture of it.
So it's my fault.
I mean, it seems
It
appropriate.
really is.
You dug your own grave, so to speak.
Well, I had to because
Selling it?
I almost lost my pass. Evil Diva had to pull me away from there because I was there for 2 hours, mad dogging everybody who went to go grab it. I just gave him the evil eye, and she's like, "Babe, come on, we gotta go. You're gonna get kicked out." I'm like, "No, I don't know. Nobody should be buying this shirt." And
Well,
there you guys are.
That means this is
Shout out to Fred for helping us carry out our nefarious plans.
Yeah, Kevin
it
hit
was
me
a
up, and I
complete-
was like,
it was
"They're
a
all sold out."
Complete coincidence. I can't decide which story I want to stick with.
I was like, Ernie, can you help me grab it next time you go? He's like, oh, I'm never going back again. Sorry.
And then he said, "Aren't you there now?" Yeah, they're gone. They pulled them from the shelf. Crazy, all gone. Don't know what happened.
Fred got all of them.
Yeah, thanks, Fred. Appreciate
All
that.
right, I want to get into it because we have a lot of awesome people in the chat right now. A lot of people watching. Thank you for tuning in. Oh, Ernie, before we get started, what did you order?
I have no
Bubble
idea. I still got it wrong because I went to go order and I just walk in and I said, "Give me your most popular one. I need boba tea with boba in it, please. I got to do a show." And she's like, "Oh, okay, I got you. Here you go. Cinnamon, blah, 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 whatever it was." She said like 5 different things. And I said, "Do it. And give me a strawberry banana in case I don't like it." And then I tell you, like, I'm all proud. Like, I'm super proud. I didn't even want to text you. I wanted to tell you. And then all of you guys laugh because you're like, there's no such thing. Like, dude, she played you.
She made you a churro tea.
Yeah. I was profiled and I got a churro boba, which is fine. I like it. It's delicious. I mean, I guess they were all out of tortilla with butter flavor, but that's fine. I'll take this all day. So we might have to keep doing Fridays until I can finally get it right.
I remember you told me. I was like, what?
I'm so-
Cinnamon? And
I'm
then Paul
so-
hopped in, and then he's like, what? That's absurd. And then Yoko hadn't hopped in yet because I didn't add her, but she was, and then she writes in the private chat. She's like,
Yeah.
what? Cinnamon?
She's in the chat writing, and you did like a little kid. You're all, Paul, listen to this. Ernie, tell him again. Tell him what you got. Tell him what you got.
Sorry,
Please
dude.
tell him.
Next time, just video call us first. And
Let us speak to the lady.
Okay. Yeah, I will. I'm gonna FaceTime somebody and be like, "Can you order, please? Thank you."
yeah,
Yeah.
I brought my own Asian too.
Yeah, look, they're sunny. They have tortilla with butter. They must if she gave me churro flavor. I think on Sundays they have concha flavor, so I'll be back for that too.
But is
Yeah.
it tasty?
It
Did you try
is. I like it.
Well, then there you go.
That's
At
all
the
that
end of the
matters.
day, that's what
I
it is.
like it a
right?
lot, except when you suck up that boba and it really hits you. And I'm like, whoa. Yeah. So that's it, but it's delicious.
It looks like you have a more secure cup this time too.
Gentle-
No
be a bit
leaking.
gentle.
It is. Look at no spill. Do you see this thing? Oh, and then then I'm tripping
A
out
sippy
because
cup.
it is. I love it. I'm gonna wash it out. This is a small. The talls, dude, were like this much bigger.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I've never seen that before. Wow. So I just went with regular. Because it was gonna look like airplane with me like sipping like this, like if I was exaggerating or something. I thought everybody thought I was being fake with it. But
That's
seriously,
like
dude.
a normal American size soda.
Yeah, that's true. Give me a
But don't
liter
worry,
of
he has a
cola.
backup strawberry banana drink too.
There we go.
That looks
Just in
decadent.
Oh, dude,
All right,
it's so
cheers.
good.
Cheers,
Cheers.
y'all.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers, cheers. To the
To
final
the
episode.
last time.
episode. And
For
to
the-
everyone watching right now and later, cheers.
Cheers.
Man, I
I
wasn't
still
ready
can't
for
believe
this
you got
stuff.
cinnamon. That's so strange.
She got me, dude. She tweeted everybody.
How are you feeling? Do you want to say hi to everyone, or you want me to do it? Or do you want to do it? Are you up for it? If not, I can do it.
I'm totally up for it. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Let's go. Are you ready?
Have you practiced?
I'm just yeah.
Nah, I never practice. I just roll with everything.
He's a
You're
pro.
kidding.
One shot.
You're kidding.
Yeah. No, I do. Watch. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to Toying Around. It is the Book of Boba Tea. We are on the final episode tonight. Thank you everyone for joining us. We got the Butter Nation, the Bitter Brigade, we got Midnight 30, Chat Migos, and the Pit all here. All of our friends are with us tonight. So let's check in and see who's here. If you're new here, welcome to the show. This is the final episode. We are in chapter 7 for the Book of Boba. So go grab your Boba tea and let's get into it. Hit that thumbs up like I just did. Go share with your friends. Let them know that the fabulous four are on right now. We're about to break it down. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications, and hit all so you don't miss when Toying Around is on. Then head over to Paulie's channel. He's on YouTube too. And then find Yoko on Twitch with the Midnight 30. And you can find us, the Toy Migos, on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere. Follow all of us. Let's get into it. We got the Wrestling Hound is in the house. Woo! Woo! That's very common. Christopher's here. Chris, the Chamba. We got Mel, Aaron, Mike, Melissa, Bearded Builds. How's it going, man? Let's see. Aaron S, Melissa, Skyrider, Customs by Machu, Toy Rensu. All great friends here. Mike, Fly Zone 21, Melissa, Mel, Toy Rensu, Aaron, Loki. How you doing? Let's see. Colin's here. Welcome. Machu Toys. How's it going, Skyrider? Tommy.
Shut up, Tommy.
Perfect. Christopher Aram, RMD Collective. How's it going? How you doing today? Glad you could make it. Matt Logic 44. We also have Fly Zone 21. Christopher. Captain Crispy is here. We have, who else is in the house? Stream Elements. Tony Collector 10. Christopher Calvin, Toy Rensu. I have to say it all the time. You know, I'm not used to the Twitch stuff. I'm just reading. See, I told you. I'm off the top of the head. Word Nerd, Chris Christie, Meldu, M. Mackerson, how you doing? Matt Logic 44, Mike, Anton. Let's see. GL Faraday, how you doing? Christopher, Berserk 69, welcome to the show. And Jason Liu is here. We got 796 Studios, Doombot 9000. Yes, the Sunny Channel. What's up, Sunny? How you doing? McButter Golem, I believe. Is that correct? Jedi K6. Who else? Evil Diva's in the house. Hello, wifey. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for following.
Captain Crispy, Sunny. Anton is here. Beta Builds, Mike, GL, Sunny, Jedi, Melissa, Evil Diva, Anton. Everybody is chatting away, which is great. Thank you guys all for being here. Christopher, we got Word Nerd. Mirage Leonardo 84, welcome. Alfredo, we got Fred's here. Custom by Machu, Anton. Gabe is here. Who else is in the house? Kurt K, I believe I already said you. Faradis Ali. Christopher, Mike. Let's see. Robert Donatello, how you doing? Or no, I said the last name wrong. Did I? Colin. Anton, Mike, Mirage, Melissa, Jedi, Nathan Toys Nation. I think we're almost at the end here. And Mackerson, let's see. Yeah, I think I hit everybody. Did I miss anybody?
I noticed you skipped all the comments that said nice shirts.
Oh, I'm not reading the shirts that fast. I'm literally scrolling, just looking at names like a computer. Sorry, thanks.
Like a computer.
I'm sure that they were saying my shirt and not your guys' shirts. Captain Crispy, Samo Sweaty 12. And,
your cream shirt?
Yes, dude. This is legit right here. Boba representing Wu-Tang Clan. How can you get any more fresh? Ryan, Jason Liu, let's see. Yeah, I think we're good, dude. Captain Wrecked is in the house. Thanks for always sharing. Skyrider, Mel. Mervine is here. What's up, Mervine? Bad Wolf Media. Welcome to the show. And Marcus is here. Mike, Vanessa. Hi, how you doing? Welcome, everybody. A lot of the Bitter Brigade is in the house tonight. Princess Glam Rebel. Anton, Chris, Kenny, Leia, Mel, and is that it? Is that everybody?
Yeah, the Bitter Brigade was like, oh, I guess we have to watch this silly show this week to get our fill of Paul for the week.
They
He's not going to be here Sunday.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
They love all y'all.
And John, thank you everybody for being here. Remember, hit that thumbs up. Go share right now. There you go, Kev.
Thank you, Ernie.
You're welcome.
Exemplary, as always. I like saying that word, exemplary. But yeah, you know, all the chat migos, Midnight 30, everyone watching over on Twitch, the Bitter Brigade. I appreciate you all. we'll get into the thank yous at the end, I guess. When we wrap it up. But of course, a big part of this channel is toys. I know Paul and Ernie are kind of out of the Black Series game lately, but there were some cool reveals this week. I'm just gonna go through them real quick. Maybe there's somebody out there who would like this stuff, so that's why I like talking about toys. So let's check it out real quick. I posted some pictures from a Hasbro live stream they did this week. Just to get right down to it, Black Series Archive Wave, they're gonna re-release a excuse me, a classic C3PO. This is Star Wars Black Series in this 1/12/6" scale. So there's a classic 3PO, Lando, Skiff-Guard Lando, who was present when Boba Fett fell in the pit. Cue the clip? No, we're going to save it for later.
No, that's the strongest Lando ever. He couldn't get pulled down.
Yeah, he's
right.
stronger than the Sarlacc. The Sarlacc who could pull a fire spray gunship. One of the original crew of bounty hunters that you first saw, Dengar. Not everyone had a chance to get these, so I think the cool thing about Archive series is they kind of update some of these older figures that are hard to find and give new collectors a chance to get it, which is cool. And Emperor Palpatine. I don't know, Paul, Ernie, you're kind of out of these. Yoko, any of these that
Nope.
you're gonna get that you
Pass.
didn't get a chance to? No, pass.
I
I'll
think
probably
they
get a.
Sorry. Are you
Go
going to get them?
I do. I don't need a Skiff Lando, but I love the costume and the mask.
Right.
So if I see one, I'll probably grab it.
Wait, what do you mean you don't need one, but you like it? So, like, do you have one of those? Or are you just going to
No, I have the classic Lando with the blue and the
Okay.
cape. Not the fancy
Okay.
Hot Toys one that you and your friend opened.
I don't have that one. I don't. That's Anna. I don't have that one yet. So, no, I like the Black Series stuff. I think it's gorgeous looking. I mean, they're really up in their game. What frustrates me the most, because with Black Series 2, I mean, they're affordable. The sculpts are great. If you're getting new into collecting, this is your time because there's a lot of repacks and repaints and re-releases happening. So that's wonderful. But if you've been in it for a while, there's not a whole heck of a lot to sort of keep you in there. And the stuff that is new is so hard to get. It's like the Hunger Games. And it's frustrating, and people are it's like Lord of the Flies out there sometimes. And so it just becomes a bit, I found for my own mental health, I was getting stressed out because I wanted, if you want a certain figure that is a limited release to Walmart or to a TRU exclusive or a Target exclusive in the States or Walgreens exclusive, it gets nuts. Because then there are those who go, pallet diving, and then there's all out sort of tug of wars happening, people stealing and hiding, and it's at first that's kind of fun, but then afterwards it's kind of insane because you think they're plastic dolls.
Yeah.
So why are we doing this? And when we were kids, we didn't have adults doing this to the toys that we collected, because if we did, we wouldn't be playing with the toys. You know what I mean? So now that we've grown up, I just think sometimes it's a bit frustrating, and I feel bad for the kids because it's like 99% of them aren't even going to get a chance to even see one on a peg because they're going to be gone by the time they even have the wherewithal to head down to the store with their parents. So I don't know, that just for me, that's why for Black Series, I think they're gorgeous. I think they're great. I just wish they would distribute them a lot better and make it more equitable for everybody. That's it.
I agree with a lot of that. Ernie, I think we know how you feel. Do you have an abridged version of all this?
Everything that Paul said, I totally agree to that. And yeah, it's the same thing because I collected for so long. Like right now, I didn't have any of the figures for Book of Boba Fett. I would have loved a Fennec and a Boba to have during this show. When they used to be very plentiful on the shelves, come prior to a movie releasing or a show, and now they're not. So yeah, same exact feeling what Paul has said. And I think we should have grown more to where they came with some Force hands, maybe some different heads in that too, like a Marvel Legends series are getting. A Build-A-Droid series would have been fantastic in there to go along to coincide with the Marvel Legends. but we're not. We stick to repaints and other stuff, and like the stuff that was shown, they're saying is still like a year and a half out, and we got pipeline dreams coming, dreams of spice. So
Pipe dream.
yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, I only ordered the Death Watch figure, and that was it. So I'm still in that sense of I'm only gonna get what I want. I'm gonna pick and choose, but I'm done buying like 3 cases or
Right.
going out and hunting for it. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like something like this, Dark Troopers, they were super badass to have, and like 2 or 3 or 4 of these would be cool, you know. And then they get announced last week, which is what, a year from when they appeared on the show, and then they get announced, but they're up for pre-order. They're coming out in 2023, and I had to do a double take. Like, is this a typo? But no, it's for next year. Maybe they're just hedging their bets. Like, it could be super late, so you know what? Instead of disappointing everyone, we'll just put it out super far, and if it shows up early, it shows up early. Either way, it's kind of hard to put down what is this, 50 Canadian dollars for a Black Series that's coming out in a year. But it's good for me because I'm not buying anything this month anyway, and that is still going strong. Another thing announced, super cool Star Wars Vintage Collection. It's 1/18th scale. This is Jabba's throne room, throne area from, you know, Book of Boba Fett or just other times you are in Jabba's palace. This thing is for 3 3/4 inch figures, but the size of it, I mean, here are the dimensions right there. It looks like a super cool play set. You get the quarantine Bib Fortuna, who's put on a few pounds while staying in and not getting access to the gym and whatnot.
He had a lot of churros, Boba.
You think he went to the gym?
No, he was living it up in there. It's a beautiful set. Look at all those accessories. I'm slowly convincing myself to get into 3 3/4, but it's a price tag of $229 USD.
That's insane. Sorry, that price tag is insane for a bunch of little tiny accessories that, for me, that's my Achilles heel. Anybody who knows me, small batteries, small magnets, anything small that I have to manipulate with these. And I got small hands too. I have delicate fingers, and still it's like bing, shit just goes everywhere. I would be afraid to take that out and play with it, or I would lose half of those accessories. Look at those cups. You're paying $229 for a bunch of chalices, candlestick holders, fat Bib Fortuna, and then plates. Look, I see plates. I see bowls. I see meat. I see, like, look at all that stuff.
There's a rotating barbecue
That's
pit,
great,
which I
yeah.
feel like it's not really, like, that's like a feature you would probably put on a kid's toy. You know, I'm not going to sit there as a grown up. I'll take photos, and I'm not going to, like,
You're not going to rotate your meat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Put some creature on there, turn on the battery with the flame, and sit there and do a rotisserie. And like, yeah, I'm glad I got Jabba's palace for this. I saw somebody, though, I think it was on Facebook, who was talking about, like, you could 3D print this, but the amount of hours it would take to print all of these, print the whole base, put it together, bond it, prime it, sand it, paint each accessory. I don't know, for some people that's not worth the effort. They don't have the equipment to do all that stuff. It is a high price tag, but I can kind of see if you don't have the means to make it. And even then, it's like, I have 2 3D printers. Am I going to go put this together? Probably not.
But you're going to pay $229 American
for $229? I don't need it that badly.
Well, and then that's the thing that kills me, is because it's Jabba's palace, throne room, and it's Star Wars. So let's jack it up. And I'm not talking about like a niche person who has their own 3D printer, who's got to buy the filament or the resin and has to put in the man hours to produce one of these things. This is a mass-produced toy. It's a decorative set. It's an action figure palace, which is great. But $229 US for that? That's just a gouge, man. Like, it just feels like a huge gouge.
Oh, and it's a Pulse exclusive?
Is it? Has a Pulse exclusive?
So they're not.
Exclusive.
They get all that's all their profit.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Absolutely.
So the Rancor didn't work out. So we're giving you Jabba's Palace instead, the throne room instead.
It's gonna be a Hasbro Pulse exclusive. It does seem like a high price tag. I'm just gonna wait for it to show up at Didi's, and then I'll get it discounted, and then I'll raffle it off to somebody because I'm not down with 3 3/4 anymore. They told me they were stopping it to do Black Series, and here we are. Yes, told me years ago when Black Series was starting. They lied to me.
There's a lot of 3 3/4 that they revealed.
There was.
I was looking at it, and then for Black Series, I think they talked about 11 figures. 8 of them were archive series, so you can get them again, and only three new characters being announced. So, I guess I can wait. It's cool. When those come, I'll get them, but it wasn't anything to really look forward to. And their pipelines. Pipeline was like, hey, we intend to give you more repacks. So repacks are good, to a certain extent. But did anyone else get anything Boba Fett related other than these badass T-shirts? Star Wars, Mandalorian.
No,
I don't think so.
We're just looking around. Paul's not making eye contact with the camera in case Anna is looking at the TV. It would be like he would feel the connection.
I brought a bunch of hot toys home with me in my luggage.
Ooh,
because you were running out of space.
Well, it's stuff that I already did in Vancouver, and then because I was coming to Toronto, I figured instead of shipping it, I'm going to bring all the stuff. I'm coming back to Vancouver, right? So I'll come back with empty suitcases, but I can bring some of the stuff back that I would have had to have brought back anyways at the end of my stay in Vancouver.
Right.
So that's so I brought home like these. I did the unboxing for the Weta mini epics, right? So. Like I brought these home because they decorated the place in Vancouver, but I've got a lot of stuff in Vancouver still. So I thought let's sort of declutter, bring this stuff home and clutter up home instead.
Then reclutter.
And then reclutter.
And then the West Coast collection lives on.
It's a never-ending cycle.
Oh wait.
What about the other pre-orders?
I came home and this came in. This was waiting for me. This is
Oh.
It is
Mando.
Yeah, it's a Mandalorian from season 1 pre-Beskar. So it's the Durasteel armor kit that he had. So got that. This came.
Very nice.
Did you get a plane ticket for Lil Boba? Did he make it home?
Little Boba's holding down the fort. He needed some time alone.
Emotional
tried to take over my
damage.
show last week, so I put him in a timeout. He's upside down, hanging over the sink. So that'll keep him honest.
Makes sense.
The garbage disposal?
Yeah, garbage disposal.
The garbage
When housekeeping
disposal
comes in,
just
they're going to be
hanging
like, what the hell is wrong with this guy?
You are going to get reported.
He's got all these toys, and then he's got this one action figure hung upside down by one leg over the garbage. We couldn't clean the sink.
That's great.
Well, I got my little friend with me today. Had to bring him back. Oh no, my sticker. All right. Well, that's most of the toy stuff. A lot of people. Oh, there's
one
more.
other thing.
But wait, there's more.
Look at that Grogu above his head. Jeez.
This came in too.
Ooh.
It's the repaint of basically of Boba Fett's helmet, but it is the repaint of this is the Black Series. So I think I had pre-ordered this through Hasbro Pulse like last year, and it finally showed up. So it's got another Black Series bucket.
And how many more are pre-ordered?
I think this might be the last one. I took a pass on the Death Watch one. I might get the Bo-Katan one, maybe, but I had to put a bit of a moratorium on the helmets just because I'm running out of space.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
A common problem. I'm dealing with that as well. But yeah. Before we move on, toy-wise, I do have for somebody who's tuning in tonight later on. Well,
did you drop it?
No longer.
Did he
There's
No, the
fall?
reason no
Out of
longer
your
in
nose?
making condition.
You removed it from its original packaging. I
No.
love that Simpsons clip with Xena and Comic Shop Guy. Somebody tonight. Maybe I'll do a quiz or a quick
A quiz?
some sort of not a quiz.
A
A
series of
question.
questions?
One single question, and the first person to answer that correctly, I will ship to you this Star Wars. Like after all the Hasbro talk, a Hasbro Star Wars Black Series Empire Strikes Back 40th anniversary, Boba Fett. It's got some beautiful card art, nice retro look, and a nice classic Boba Fett look. You can keep it in the box. You can hang it over the garbage disposal. Do with it whatever you like. We'll do that later on. And Anna is here. How's it going? She says 1 billion pre-orders.
Mhm.
Hey, baby, there were supply issues. They're all coming in now because
It's true.
everything was locked up in the ports and at sea. So, I mean, really, if you look at the timeline of all the orders, she's just texting me. Excuse me.
You just hear from upstairs, bullshit.
I'm gonna go check into my flight. Excuse me.
Somebody's leaving early.
So I was getting kicked out.
Oh my goodness. All right, here we go. Let's get into the episode then. I would like to re-warn everyone. Spoilers ahead. We haven't technically started yet, so this is a good time. If you feel like this panel is spoiling for you, I'm so sorry. But all right, let's get this going. All right, we are back in Mos Espa. Where's my moose? Left. And we arrive inside the remains of Garza's club, which we saw was blown up at the end of last episode. The club is called the Sanctuary, which they refer to as the Sanctuary later on, where they're going to get ready for the war. So I think that's a cool setup with the name of the club, and in comes Mando. He tells them that the Freetown people will be along to help, as long as no spice runs through Freetown. And then they start to discuss Fennec's like, but that's a big part of our money. That's going to be our income. But if you don't save it now and win this war, there's going to be no income later anyway. So that seemed like an acceptable term for Boba Fett to accept. But they don't know that at the end of last episode, Cobb Vanth was shot. So they're still expecting the cavalry to arrive later, and their strategy, is heavily relying on that cavalry to come later. Yeah, and then he mentioned Spice is killing our people. To me, honestly, up until this series, I never got them. I knew Spice was something that was traded and sold and smuggled in Star Wars, but I didn't really get an effect of what it was. Apparently it's like narcotics and it's killing people. So I never got the sense it was like
Drugs.
mountains of
Spice is a hell of a drug.
like cocaine.
Yes, it is. Basically.
Yeah. So now there's a war on drugs here on Tatooine. It's killing their people. One of the mods convinces Boba Fett to stay in the Sanctuary. He wanted to go back to the palace, prepare for war. They've been preparing for war for 7 episodes, and then now I think the first thing he says was like, "Well, war started," or something like that. Like
It was inevitable.
Yeah, it was inevitable.
We've been talking about this for a while. You remember Boba? I am Boba Fett. Yes, we know.
When I was a boy.
Do you think they have any water here?
So I had a question about this scene too, and I can put out there. I like this episode. I like the end of this. I was quite happy with it. For me, it hit a lot of notes, which were great. That's not to say I don't have a couple of questions about some of the decision making. by a lot of our protagonists in this. And one I'm going to bring up right now is the whole. Okay, so basically the premise is they're coming after us. They want to wipe us out, right? They're coming at us. So what? Let's go back to the palace. It's got defenses. It's got all this stuff. And the little mod rat, she says, "No, we got to stay here and protect the neighborhood." Did you see the neighborhood at the end of this episode? They did a shit job. Don't you think it would have been better to go back to the palace? Because then they all would have gone after the palace, which is out in the middle of the desert. Like, I don't understand, other than plot,
Right.
why they didn't just go to Jabba's palace. Because if they're going to go and attack them anyways, it's good to be there. I mean, that's the one part that got me. And for holding up in this inside the sanctuary, they spent very little time actually inside of it, using it as a shelter. Like, when the main fighting began, I couldn't help but think, why are they standing outside of it? Like, they should be inside, shouldn't they? Like, I don't know. It's like the Battle of Hoth. It's like, why are the snow speeders flying right at the heaviest part of the armor? Why don't they loop around and go at the sides or the back? But they just...
And the place was blown up.
Yeah, and that's the thing.
Look, you got a pillar that was probably holding up something of a structure right there knocked down. So, yeah, it was a crazy decision, right? I agree with you. Because at the palace, wouldn't you think you had weapons? Like, it wasn't like he sold it all or they were all gone. I mean, that was Jabba's palace. Like, there has to be weapons. There has to be stuff there that I'm sure you could have had a plethora of. And instead, he made a quick decision like, okay, you're right. Let's save your neighborhood. Well, let's save our neighborhood.
Yeah. And I get that. Like, I understand that. And I think it's a really, it's a character moment. It shows he is like, yeah, you know what? I'm not going to cut and run. We're going to protect these people. But the people were never in any threat under any duress at this point. They're just coming after Boba.
Yeah.
Right? They blew up, the sanctuary, Whip Garza, rest in pieces. But it's like that whole thing where I don't know. It just felt like a poor tactical decision in a line of poor tactical decisions that they all survived. Right?
I am a feared bounty hunter. Hey, this person who's a street rat, let's take your advice. Trevor makes a great point. And it's like there's all those people who you're protecting, but you're gonna bring the battle here to them, where there's.
That's what I mean. It's like RoboCop rolling into that convenience store, and like totally like stopping them from getting robbed, but does like 3 times triple the amount of damage, property damage, to save the safe being robbed. You know what I mean? It's sort of like the cure is worse than the disease, in that sense.
We're gonna obliterate those guys.
Yeah.
And our houses. Yeah, well, the whole theme of Boba Fett and the series, the calendar, my research folder, is
your science folder,
my science folder, protecting your people, protecting your tribe, belonging with a group of people, making you stronger. So, yeah, that totally got Boba Fett, and he was not thinking straight with that one. So yeah, let's listen to her and webcam. Forgot about that name, right? Yeah, I didn't think of webcam. Webcam is back.
I forgot.
He's live streaming the whole thing as they're talking. It's on Space Twitch. He's like, "What's up, Mos Espa? Follow and subscribe." Cad Bane goes to meet with the Pike Syndicate, where we finally see Mayor Mok Shaiz. I just love saying that name, Mok Shaiz. He's been hiding there. They thought he was off planet. He's actually there. He was in, we knew he was in cahoots. People still say that. And this Pike guy, again, he's sitting that kind of like slanty, super smug, relaxed look. I love it. He's such a gangster. And I think in a show about crime families and gangsters and stuff, this guy was more ruthless than Boba Fett. If I was expecting something that was like mob movie, mafia style tactics, this guy pulled it off, and we'll get into that when that stuff happens. What's happening here? Oh, here we go. I love how Mok Shaiz says to Cad Bane, did you convince the mayor of or the marshal of Freetown to remain neutral? And the way Cad Bane speaks is a little bit slow. He's kind of like, yes. It seems like he's like, I'm not gonna tell them I shot him, and in turn rallied the whole town against us.
Yeah, that was a bit of an oops.
I really enjoyed his yes there.
Yeah. Oh, okay. So I wasn't the only one who caught it.
No,
It was
I
like,
liked it.
I thought there was more disdain in his yes than anything else. It's like,
More,
did
yeah,
you?
I thought of it more as like a yeah, I'm sure I did it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
to me, it was like, was that what I was supposed to do? I missed the assignment. Did you do your homework? Yes.
It's Cad freaking Bane we're talking
No,
about.
he does. Yeah, he doesn't waffle, Kev.
He's
No. It just sounded comical to me. He seemed a little dubious. But here it is confirmed that the Nikto bikers did not kill Boba's clan of Tuscan, his tribe. It was in fact the Pikes. They put everything in motion. He says they were charging us protection, and we have to protect our margins. So in one move took out both parties. That was trying to strong arm them for money for protection. So I'm like, that's some boss moves right there, right? Boba Fett wasn't ready for any of that stuff. And then Mokshai says something like, I wanted surgical strikes. I don't want bombings, not open warfare. I'm like, what the hell do you... Isn't just one a euphemism for the other? Like, what did you expect? Surgical bombings? Like,
I think he basically wanted Boba out of the town. Didn't know it was
Yeah.
going to turn into all of this.
And so what's he going to be a mayor of at the end of this? Is a pile of rubble.
Right. Yeah. God, he looks so
And
good.
there's the yes face. He looks incredible this whole episode. From when we first saw him last week to now, I took so many screens of just, they don't really advance the story. He just looks good. So it was awesome. There's going to be some screenshots later where I'm going to look at it a little confused. We'll know why. He just looks cool. In the name of honor, and for all my Canadian and UK friends, that's honor with a U right there. All right, so we cut to the next scene. We have this astromech droid right in the foreground. Did anyone question who this was?
Yes.
Yes.
Immediately, I was on the phone ready to message Paul like, Paul's coming to save the day? Are you serious?
Yeah, they
Carson
got me again
Teva?
too. I didn't even shoot this, and I thought it was me for a second.
Oh, that's
They did
great.
that. They did that season 2 of Mandalorian at the end, and again it was Luke's X-wing flying in. I thought, is that me? It's not you, you dumbass. You didn't shoot it. Do you remember shooting it? No, then it's not you. Oh.
Yeah. Oh, you rewind it. Had to go back. Are you sure? I think that was mine because they shadowed R2.
Yeah.
So I was one of the. I really did. I screamed out. I literally screamed out. Paul's coming to save the day. Oh my god! And then we get a landing, and I was like, oh, never mind.
I see
Yeah.
R2 here, but I don't remember seeing R2 when I was watching this part. Like I see it now, but I don't remember seeing it then.
Yeah, I just saw the Astro McDroid, and I was like, is it? So, yeah, I was on the bus with you and thinking it was you, and I was like, dude, this story just totally jumped. Because then I thought you were like bringing all the Rebel Alliance with you or something.
Right.
I'm like, this is huge.
Right.
But this was still huge though. But it should have been you.
A different huge.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
Oh,
Yeah,
Kev, you're muted.
Your mic's not working, bud.
Did that on purpose?
YouTuber.
Damn it.
You almost muted a whole hour though.
Ah, so close.
So close.
Almost.
The record for longest without YouTubing.
Yeah.
51 minutes.
51 minutes.
51:42. Most of that was intros. Of music. Shut up. Yeah, I love the look of this, the scanner inside the is she a mechanic inside Pelly's shop?
Yeah.
It's very. They try to make it look like the old OT kind of technology and graphics, so that's kind of cool. And she notices it's an X-wing. She's like, it's the fuzz. She starts hiding all of her stuff, contraband, stolen parts, whatever the
That's
job was,
great.
pilfered.
Yeah.
She's like, I'll cover that up. Flushing the spice down the toilet. Cops are banging on the door of the washroom, restroom, and we see the X-wing land, and this one's not. I don't think this is Paul. We look inside, and we see it's Grogu inside a X-wing. Luke had basically demoted R2 to a space Uber, and he sends this defenseless baby through space. Anything could have happened to it. R2 is a good pilot if the plot permits him to be. But to completely automate, it's like, hey, Tesla, just take my son to school. You have self-driving. Like, yeah, this is the future. But based on this, we can assume Grogu chose Din Djarin and the Beskar chainmail shirt. But does that mean Luke at this point is like, hey, here's the possible potential future of the Jedi and our religion. He's got so much potential, very strong in the Force. But you know what? Screw him. He didn't choose Yoda's lightsaber. We kick him out of here, right?
That's totally how I feel. Like Luke was like, just get him out of here. I feel like he told R2, dude, go drop him off at Dagobah. And R2, being the best that he is, was like, dude, I can't do that. So he hurries and flies, and that's why he was yelling at Pelly. And she's like, calm down, because he's like, dude, Luke's going to kill me. He's not supposed to be here. I do. I think he got totally mad at him and was like, just go then. Fine. Drop him off there. And instead, R2 snuck him off over there. But that was cool.
Give him a 3-star Uber.
Yeah. That was a cool reveal.
Did you guys think it was strange? Just to send them off with R2 as the
It didn't bother me as much, just because it's just easier. It's easier. Put him in there. Well, seriously, it is, and that's the only ship that Luke has, and he's not going to fly around with Grogu in his lap the whole time, especially if he's got to go. It's like, oh well, I'm going to drop you off. So R2 can fly his X-wing. He's done it before. He's done it many times before. It's basically a milk run, and it didn't bother me actually that he wasn't in there, and it makes sense. He's got his new Jedi Academy to build, and he's still got to find a student, right? So he's working on Leia and Han right now. It's like, hey, if you have any kids, you know where to send them, right? So
I need you to repopulate the Jedi population.
Yeah, I'll be good. I'm a good teacher.
Yeah.
Either that, or he's lying unconscious in that because Grogu force choked him out, took the shirt, took Yoda's
and the
lightsaber,
saber. Yes.
yeah, and took off. And he's like, he got R2 to fly him to Mando, and R2 saying like, you better get this kid. You better, he's in trouble. When Luke comes, you're all going to die, right? So that's what R2's basically saying. Run right now.
It makes sense though, in the sense that if Luke brought Grogu here, then he would kind of have to stay for the fight. Like, it wouldn't make sense to bring him here and be like, okay, peace.
Yeah.
You would want him to be involved, and then that would probably overshadow Boba Fett, Mando, and all that story building of what's happening here on Tatooine. Plus, Luke's probably like, Tatooine, I'm not going back there. It's me not going back to Brampton ever again. I'm like, that's too far. I spent how many years of my life there? I'm never going back. Forget Tatooine. I saw this toy photo on the Articulated Comic Book Art Facebook page today, and it basically kind of kind of like a representation of how I thought Luke felt. So this is by Rob Chisholm. Says, just in quotes, I hope your flight back to Tatooine is more comfortable. You have to say it with like a very bitter voice, like, I hope your flight back to Tatooine is more comfortable in your shiny new metal shirt. So this is
great.
And he just takes the bag, he's dumping Grogu in like he's taking out the trash. This is a great photo, so props to that guy. And of course, if you are into toy photography, there is a toy photo challenge on Instagram with the enablers and enablers photo challenge. So you just take some photos. It's Mandalorian themed, Star Wars themed. Take some photos, something like that. Maybe you haven't taken a photo in a while, or you're interested in getting started. It's just a fun event where it's encouraging people to do that kind of stuff and post it on Instagram, tag me, and put the hashtag enabler_falling. And it chose falling because it's Boba Fett themed, so that
Yeah.
makes it unique and accurate.
Awesome.
So go check that out.
Was
Isn't
that a
that
plan?
IKEA?
Was that a planned segue?
What do you mean?
Like you went from the toy photography to talking about the toy photography challenge?
Oh
Like,
no,
did you
I
plan
just had
out
to.
that segue.
I had to scroll back to where I was in the photo. So as I was saying all that, I found my spot again. So it wasn't planned, but it was executed
No.
so seamlessly that you
It
had
was.
to
was.
question
I
it.
was like,
was.
you are on a roll with segues today.
I'm, you know, I got nothing. Damn it. But man, more Grogu back in the show, and I can't get enough of this dude. Look at him with his eyes.
I love
Looking
how
at you.
excited Pelly was,
She was
Yes.
super excited.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but I love how she's like, Grogu, that's a terrible name.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna call you that.
Yeah.
Paul, this is something that always cracked me up in the season 2 finale. Din Djarin takes off his helmet and Grogu is like kind of touches his face with a little hand. I don't know if you know if it was it just a guy like just outside of frame. Was it a guy holding like a stick with a
Yeah.
hand on it and just rubbing his face?
There's no well, there's
Or
There's-
are they holding a doll like this?
Yeah.
So like just off camera and then they're going like this? Because if I'm Pedro Pascal and I'm standing there looking and there's just another dude who's making eye contact with me holding a stick with a little green hand kind of like
No.
stroking my cheek, that dude
No.
is a master.
Well,
I'm
first-
just thinking of it, I'm cracking.
first of all, they're all professionals and they would never do that.
Oh yeah.
They
That's
would
why
never
he's
make
there.
eye contact. At least. No, it's an incredible team that works the puppet, like the practical puppet, right? And the hero one. And they have 2 puppeteers when it's actually Grogu. One controls the body, the other one the limbs, right? And then they also have a team of puppeteers who have the remotes for the eyes and the ears and the articulation for the mouth and everything. It's crazy how in
Right.
sync they all are in that. And so, but with the hand reaching up, it's like the old school Muppets where they have that pole, that
Yeah.
stick that's attached, and then they manipulate it. And it's incredible how these guys just vanish. Like when you're doing you watching them shoot a scene or whatever, you lose sight that there are two people, puppeteers, completely in view, but they just disappear because you're just so fixated on this puppet that they're bringing to life. That's
awesome.
that's the magic, right? That they're in plain sight and they're manipulating it. And there's a part of you that understands that, but you're still fixated on the performance of the puppet. Right. And that's the magic. That's the magic. So
Yeah, I'm clearly very immature. that's what I'm thinking in my head. We have a hero collection was here earlier. Brandon, he's over in the UK, so I know it's very late at night. He says he's gonna watch us on the replay. But I saw your stream with Dan Hu the other day, and you shouted out this show, so thank you so much. He says he watches it. He's like, I agree with some of the stuff they say. Some of the stuff is BS, and you know what? That's absolutely cool, man. We're all part of the same fan base. As long as we're appreciating this stuff, we can have different opinions on these things and still talk about them civilly. And we're kind of doing that here. So that's the fun about this whole thing. So thanks for stopping by. And when you see this later, you can catch that message. Hey, but yeah, she doesn't like his name, and I'm sure some people out there watching were like, "Yeah, I agree with you. I'm not a big fan," but she feeds him some. I think she said they're dung worms. It sounded like she's saying dung, and I don't know if dung is a different meaning in Star Wars, but is he eating poo worms?
I don't know because I had never heard that one either.
Is that a new one? Dung worms.
Yeah, I hadn't heard it before,
I
but
didn't
man,
Google it.
was he enjoying them?
You
He was
didn't put it in
slurping
your
them up.
kidding folder?
Extra dungy worms. Hey, look, this is another shot. I just realized it says
His
the
ass.
butt thong guy. Why do they keep putting this shot of him just like strategically cut off?
Why do they keep
Oh, they're
putting
called
him in
dung.
scenes at all? Sorry, just kidding. Kind of.
All right, that's fair. I was saying that today. I was watching the scenes and I was taking the screenshots. I was taking notes, and I got, man, this Major Domo is my most hated character in Star Wars, and I don't really hate anything in Star Wars, but and then I realized, hey, if I feel so strongly about this, does that mean this actor's killing it? Like, I'm assuming the role is supposed to be this kind of character who he clearly gets on Din Djarin's nerves and Boba Fett's nerves.
Yeah.
So is he doing it so well that I actually hate this dude? It's like your Joffrey Baratheon, you know? Everyone hates him in Game of Thrones, but he's just an actor. So I think I just realized at that point, I'm like, man, he is the worst. And there's a scene later on where that I'm just hoping all the bad things. Hope all the bad things happen to you.
They sure set it up that way too, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like that whole, and then he's got this. He plays that part very well.
Very well.
It just, and I think a lot of people's gripes, at least, is that it just doesn't feel like he fits in this. Like, it doesn't feel Star Warsy. It feels a little bit contemporary, a little bit, at least at first. And then now this is sort of going into sort of a medieval parody world where he like a Game of Thrones, like a fantastical thing. So it's a weird sort of vibe that I get from him, but it's like they set it up so beautifully. Because in terms of the whole, when he starts to go, oh, I can help you, I'm very good at this. Like, in the history of characters who say, I'm very good at helping you out of a shitty situation, it's never worked out, right? From Ellis in Die Hard. So, hey, Hans, Booby, who's your white knight? Like, he's going out there to sort of get John McClane on. So everybody who says they're good at this is not good at this. And you know it. Like, they're setting it up. And, when Boba writes down, and let's talk about Boba's speech writing. Like, the flowery rhetoric that he puts out there in the 3 seconds of writing time.
He wrote that fast.
It was shorthand. I'm sure they have
It was
shorthand.
beautiful.
Sure.
He's a poet. He's not a warrior. He's a poet.
Right,
Like,
Ernie? Shorthand.
with words like that. I
Yeah,
think
he's had a lot of growth. And
well, he spent a lot of time just sitting in the Sarlacc's stomach thinking of these things.
I
So
was going to say the Bacta. So.
That is his requiem. That
Wait,
is
Paul.
his-
So he was stuck in the Sarlacc pit,
yeah, and
like
he was-
me, stuck at home at COVID. What skills can I pick up? How can I level up in this RPG? It's like, I'm gonna learn shorthand.
Yeah, no, he's. I'm talking about the actual creative
verbiage.
process of coming up with the imagery of
Yes.
the fields being fed with the blood of his enemies, because he's thinking,
Yeah.
if I find out who hit me by accident and knocked me into the side of the sail barge and falling into the Sarlacc pit, this is what I'll do. I will sow the fields with his blood. And that's all he thought about the entire time. So that's
In there, right?
Yeah.
He was coming up with his eulogy. You're right.
and I just checked this really quick. It is in the closed captioning, dung worms.
Yeah.
Nice.
Dung worms. So there you go. Grogu eats poo worms.
Poo worms.
Poo worms.
That's fine.
Got to dig him out.
Protein.
That's fine.
It's protein. He's not eating the poo.
No, he liked it.
There you go.
He was slurping them up. Terrible. All right, so back at the ruins of the sanctuary, Fennec says, she points out, I love how Fennec is like, in all these episodes, kind of almost narrating it for you. The Boba Fett's not really doing much. If there's a meeting with the family, she's the one walking around, giving all the details and plans. So she is doing it again, and she's letting them know. The Pikes haven't arrived yet in their numbers. I still think it's weird that they don't have their own ship. It's like they just take a commercial flight to this planet to get ready for a drug war. It's like, I'm gonna go take the TTC over and get a transfer and head out, and we're all just gonna go. And that's why I thought that was strange. But So she lets everyone know, they've split up their team. They're preparing for war. The Gamorreans. I love the kind of oceans kind of setup where like they drive by, the mods drive by, they do the little nod, like, yeah, I see you. We're ready. The
Yeah.
Gamorreans watching the starport, getting a tan. The mods are watching the Aqualish quarters, and I think it's this part where we first get. Is it the first time we hear their names, Drash and Scad?
Yeah.
They sound like Ninja Turtle villains.
They do.
Thank you, Ernie, the one
That
guy who
was
got it.
great.
Appreciate you, my man.
You're absolutely right. I didn't think of that.
And Black Chrysanthemum is at the Trandoshan area, and that seems smart, right? He's just randomly ripped off arms of Trandoshans for no reason, so why not set him there in this very volatile area and situation?
All by himself.
Yeah.
With no backup.
And for people who have been preparing for war for 7 episodes, this seems like an incredibly poor strategy to me. I mean, they have acknowledged a few times that they don't trust those other families. You know, they left a meeting in Jabba's palace. They're like, just stay out of our way. Do you really trust them? No, probably not. But what are we going to do? Hey, you know what? We're incredibly outnumbered. Let's stretch out our forces and send one guy here, different parts of town, and just leave them unprotected with these families that we already know we don't trust. Paul,
Okay,
if you mentioned questions that you had about character choices, that was my main gripe in this episode.
Yeah. Well, I mean, right from the get-go, I mean, you knew as soon as everybody agreed, yes, we will remain neutral. What else are they going to say? No.
Yeah.
So we're going to say no, so you don't trust us and watch us. Of course, they're going to agree. But we also knew that the first chance they had, they were going to betray him. I mean, Mando himself, he even says it's a smart play. It's like, well,
Right.
yeah. And that's the thing that gets me. It's like, you should have known that they were going to turn on you. So why spread yourself so thin like that? Like, I know dramatically speaking, it's like, oh, the betrayal, but it's the betrayal you see like 20 miles away. It
They
seems
even
right.
discussed it. Yeah, they even discussed it.
That's
Yeah.
that's what I mean.
Yeah,
They go
And,
yeah.
over
and,
everything.
and the way you strategize things, I mean, good commanders or good strategists, they kind of go, how could we get hurt the most? How could we get hurt the most? Like, what could happen that would hurt us the most? And then you defend that, right? Like, it just seems to make sense. You can't, as soon as you trust something to happen, you're doomed, because that one thing, we'll trust that they won't turn their backs on us. Well, you have to plan on that, because if they do, you're screwed. And that was the problem. It's like you was just too trusting in that sense. And I think having everybody spread out there, I mean, again, in the storytelling wise, I think they would justify it by saying, well, they expected the families to stay neutral, and they were actually watching to see which direction the Pikes were going to come in.
Yeah.
And even, I mean, it was so kind of ridiculous. Like, no one's going to sneak up on us. And then the droid sticks his head in and says, oh, there's somebody here to talk to you. It's like, how the hell did they get through? It's like, well, it's pretty easy because you have everybody spread so freaking thin.
That was so great.
Somebody on a bantha could have walked in.
You know what, though? When Kevin was explaining it, and I'm hearing him right now, I'm like, man, that was a bad idea. But when Fennec was narrating it, I was all in, like, oh, she has this covered. Like, we're totally going to win because she's such a great talker. But yeah, when Kevin said it, I'm like, oh, yeah, this plan sucked. It wasn't going to happen. Damn
Dude,
it.
divide and conquer. What strategy did Fennec take? Divide and lose all of our positioning. Like,
She
they were.
She
they
had
were
to make a plan with what she was given.
Yes.
So
I like Fennec. I thought she was
I still
running
put
it.
it on Boba.
Oh, I don't. I think that's all Boba's planning.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think Fennec is just filling everybody in on this. She's filling in the Mando. This is what Boba come up with.
What he told me to do.
Yeah.
Right.
And so this is what's happening. This is that guy over there. See, the guy who forgets he's got a rocket pack on his back, who likes to introduce himself to everybody.
His grandpa's plan.
Yeah, this is his plan. And so now I am telling you is a weak ass plan right now, because from day one, I've been wanting to kill all these fools, right? And I'm going to skip to the part where she's like, he finally lets her off leash, and she single-handedly dismantles commands, the command and control function,
Ended the
and
war.
saves the mods. And if she had time, she probably was the one who saved Black Chrysanthemum. She was a little bit too
Yeah.
late for the Gamorreans, but if she'd been there, she would have been able to save all those dudes, right? So it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Those Gamorreans were on borrowed time, man. You know they were they were going to be cannon fodder at some point.
Yeah.
Man, that made me sad. I
There
was
there will
sad
be
for
more.
Gamorreans. But you're right. So
Yeah, they went out. They went out in a bad way.
she says the scene, and then I thought that was the most hilarious part of the whole show was 88. Hello, there's somebody
Yeah.
here to see you.
I think to me it felt like Fennec, the way she said it. She's like, "We have everything covered. We're just waiting for the reinforcements to arrive, and then they'll go to wherever the pikes strike."
Yeah, but
And,
then
all of
what
all
immediately
of our flanks are
happened?
covered.
Then
well,
what
she says-
immediately happened?
All of our flanks are covered, and no one is sneaking up on us. Well, we all know how well Boba watches his flank.
Wasn't
No.
expecting that.
He's got a blind spot. He's always getting hit in a direction he doesn't expect.
You
It's
know
a
what's
limitation
literally,
of a helmet.
you know what's literally hit me for the first time right now is when Paul said that he doesn't even know that Han killed him, and I'm like, damn, you're right.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't know who
shoot.
killed him. He doesn't. He's climbed out and he's never he doesn't know who killed him.
Yeah.
That's
a
you're
very good
absolutely
point.
right. Yeah.
Holy
When
crap!
when he said it out loud,
I'm sure Max Rebo filled him in.
he snuck off the back when he went to the bar one time when he went to the sanctuary.
Yeah, the office gossip, Max Rebo filled everybody in.
But was like, you know who I should call for help? I should call Han. That guy really would come through.
That guy
He's
really
like,
owes me one.
yeah, and he's like, nah, man, he killed you. Yeah, how? He hit you with the stick, guy. Yeah,
There's got to be like a Robot Chicken episode where like Han gets a text. It's like Boba Fett wants me to go help him on Mos Espa. Does he not know that? Oh, that's going to
Oh
be an
my
awkward
God.
phone call.
I'm definitely bringing up Robot Chicken later. No, I'm serious because I'll tell you the scene. I could not get it out of my head, and I started laughing. It was like one of the coolest scenes, and all I heard was Robot Chicken in my head. So I'll tell you when. Yes,
I know exactly.
yeah,
Nice.
back from the dead. Yeah, that's all I saw, and I was like, "Yes, it's happening."
Do you know what
All
they're
right.
talking about, Kev?
Sorry,
There's a
I'll tell you.
Vaguely
when.
familiar. Send it to me.
it's brilliant.
Please.
Yeah, you can get it.
I
It's
have
in
no
a
idea.
somebody's
Yeah.
condensed it all into a clip of the best Boba Fett moments in Robot Chicken. That's where I saw it. And Yoko, yeah, it's very it is
So that's all I saw, Paul. That's it. That's all
Okay.
I saw. And I was
Okay.
like, yes, it's
Yeah.
happening. I'll tell you when, Yoko.
Okay. Can't wait.
You'll tell her when, but she
Because
still doesn't know the source material.
you have
I know.
to see what it is. Oh, I'm going to explain the whole thing.
yeah.
Okay.
I will. Yeah.
All right.
Cad freaking Bane.
Cat freaking
Cat.
me.
Yeah.
Freaking Bane snuck up on him. Just like, hey, knock on the front door. I want to speak to your boss. And that he says that quote again. If it isn't the Quackta calling the stifling slimy or something like that,
If that's not a quackta calling the stifling slimy.
stifling slimy. Yeah, and that's
nice, Yoko.
I
Nice.
practice.
Boba. She's practiced that. See, I called it.
Well played.
Which Boba says to Sasha.
Cosca Reeves, baby. Cosca
Cosca,
Reeves.
yeah.
But it sounds so
Yeah.
much cooler coming from Cad Bane.
Well, I mean, he's,
All right. You know what? I'll give you that because somebody said the exact same thing. Dang, Boba said it first. And I was like, he did?
He said
Right.
it worst.
Right. You're right, dude. That was.
It's that slow delivery, right? It's so
Yeah. Yeah. Again, to the voice actor, he
Yeah.
nails it, man.
Mhm.
I
Every
think
time.
if anything, Clone Wars and Rebels and this show have shown that Cad Bane is a more capable and badass bounty hunter throughout
Oh.
the decades, in story and in real life than
Mhm.
sorry, Ernie.
No, I'll definitely give it to you because he was. I mean, that's the whole reason why I liked Boba Fett too, is because he chose different things. Even when we saw him in the Clone Wars growing as a kid, he chose not to kill people, to help people. Like, it was his choice. If it was something that he didn't want to do, he wouldn't do it. So he did have morals, and he was still cool. Cad Bane didn't care. He was out there stealing kids for the Emperor. Like,
Yes.
come on. Yeah. He does not care.
Making
so you're
the
right.
best deal for himself.
Right, exactly. He was a badass, but yet Boba Fett, he had some type of morals, which was great, which makes this whole interaction of them, the whole beef, how long they've known each other. I really don't think that Cad Bane was there because he got hired. I think it's personal, again, for himself, because he has to finish this with Boba. I really do. I think he could give two craps about what's going on with the Pikes, but he knew that Boba was here, so now he's going to get involved and he's going to confront him, which was amazing.
It felt very personal to me too, between the two of them. But wait, I just remembered another, like earlier when he said when he was talking to the Pike dude and was like, he said something like he has an idea how to draw out. Notes. I actually made some notes, but I keep confusing myself because I shortened Boba Fett to BF, and to me that means Brian Flynn. So I'm like, why do I keep mentioning Brian Flynn in my notes?
You messed up on your own shorthand. You
Right,
didn't spend enough time in the Sarlacc pit.
I keep reading my notes as Brian Flynn instead of Boba Fett. So
That's hilarious.
anyway, the idea to draw Boba Fett out, and I was like, ooh, does he meet Omega for a second? You know, I was like, does he ever held hostage somewhere, and that's going to drag him out? That's what I hoped at that moment.
Those were two missed opportunities.
Yeah.
What was the thing that had him draw him out?
The whole Tusken Raider thing, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Telling him that it was the Tusken Raider so that he would He would just go into
Get
a
emotional?
rage. He was already outside.
It almost
Emotional
worked.
damage?
Yes.
It almost worked.
Yes, it
Emotional
almost
damage.
worked. Yeah, until Fennec comes out and tells him to calm down. And that's where I feel that it was a missed opportunity, because I feel like he should have said something, Fennec. Like
There was no interaction, like no direct interaction between the two of them. I was very sad about that.
Yeah, it was a missed opportunity. It really was, because all he needed to say was like, "Quiet, Fennec," or anything.
Yeah.
Fennec could have said, "You know how Bane does it. We've all had interactions with him." Something. It was a missed opportunity, and that sucks.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Do you guys remember in Seinfeld when the protege episode where they mixed up George's presentation with the Ovaltine jokes? I just picture Yoko at like a meeting one day, and like instead of she brought the wrong set of BF notes, and then she's about to present, and then it's everything about Boba Fett, and Brian Flynn's like, "What are you talking about?" And Yoko's standing there like, "Ovaltine."
You know what though? They would probably roll right along with me though. Honestly, that Super 7.
Why was Yoko calling Brian Boba? That was crazy. Is there something I missed?
The whole time. Oh man. Well, it did almost work, and almost sent. I mean, what would be the worst part? He goes there expecting to fight anyway, right? So I don't know. Would he have just fought?
It felt very personal. He wanted to end it. He wanted to go there. I'm telling you, like, I really feel he had nothing to do with the Pikes. It was personal between him and Fett, like their history. The banter was great, and then especially when he comes back to it. So I really did. That's how I felt.
Yeah, it does feel personal because it just seems like he's saying it just to hurt him. To be a dick.
Yeah. Well, like we said, when Yoko brought it up of I know how to draw him out. Once he heard about the Tuskens, and then he brings it up here. And exactly, that's when Boba reached for his gun. Like, dude, let me, Fennec. I'm just gonna blast him now. And there was Fennec. No, Grandpa, calm down. You don't even have your Depends on. You're gonna cream everywhere. Just wait.
Yo. I mean, come on.
That's
you know what I did like? The detail I did like was when Boba was gonna fight, that resting hand, that classic Boba Fett look of having the rifle. I mean, I'm off camera, like, so he's holding it across here, and this other hand is resting on top like this. That was I'm chilling.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the other one was like, okay, we're gonna fight. Yeah. I'm gonna get ready. But I really like that they had that detail of him resting his hands like that.
Oh yeah, I fangirled out because I'm like 90% of collectors. That's exactly how Boba is standing right now.
That was also 90% of what made Boba Fett cool in the original trilogy. So It was
And
just
you're also definitely fanboying, not fangirling. Excuse me.
Fanboying, sorry.
Like 100%.
Oh yeah, I'm the biggest fanboy that there is.
yeah.
I don't
This was a good point, but everyone had shooters in the rafters and snipers support, so you know they didn't want to all get killed.
And
You know,
Boba Fett
Cad Bane
doesn't want to
wanna
kill people too. I think like he keeps right. Like I don't think he wants to kill him at that point.
Not
Do you
unless
think
he
he still
had
wants to
to.
kill Cad Bane anyway? I don't know. Cad freaking Bane.
Well, I mean, no spoiler for something that we all know, but this episode ends with. But yeah, shout outs to the voice of reason, Fennec Shand, the consigliere here. You know, making sure the boss doesn't make any bad moves. We fight on our terms, not theirs. I thought that was great of her. And then they leave. What does he say? Boba Fett? Does he say shove off or something? To tell him to leave. Says it to him like a few times this episode. I like that. I'm gonna start saying that to people. But then they get a call. They get a call over the comms. One of the mods is like, something doesn't feel right in my area over here. And sure enough, this is where everyone turns. The Aqualish pull out their weapons. Again, a show about crime families and mobsters. Pikes. This is like some, again, another Godfather callback. Some Michael
Oh, yeah.
Corleone, like getting rid of all of your competition in one move simultaneously, no time to react. Aqualish turn on the mob. Like the little Jawas running away. They're adorable. They're probably just running because their robes are full of stolen parts right now anyway. If they were like falling out of the pockets as they're running away. These two
Did you for a
guys, yeah.
second? Did you for a second think these were the other bounty hunters?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right when they flashed up, I was like, oh my gosh, people are getting their bounty
It
hunters.
seems like a waste though to
and
use
then it wasn't.
the good bounty hunters on these two.
Well, I mean, I thought they were just showing up, but it wasn't. I think they would have been there for Boba.
So Trevor says this is when Sonny is at the toll stop, and those mobsters jump out and gun him down.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great move. I think the Pikes had all the cool strategies I was hoping to see, and the Trandoshans. They're like, here's our turn. Grab all their weaponry. Turn on Chrysanthemum in front of Town Hall. These two poor dudes
So
get
sad.
shoved off a cliff. What a way to go. I had this imagery in my head. I don't know. Have you guys watched The Departed or Infernal Affairs from Hong Kong? You know, like the ending of the movie. He falls down. I thought it'd be cool. Like he got the call. You know, something doesn't feel right over here. And then all of a sudden, you know, you see them getting backed up, and then Boba Fett's like, what's going on? And then you see the body just drop in front of them, and then that's when everything pops off.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. Maybe too graphic, but it
Yeah,
would be cool.
I don't think that'd be Disney Plus certified.
Like if this was right over the sanctuary and they landed right in
Right.
front of Boba Fett's Fett. Feet's Fett. I did a typo in my brain. You've
This
all
was
done
re-
it.
I
It's
feel
really sad though.
I feel like they could have avoided the edge.
Yeah.
Just pivot to the side.
Like,
Ran away.
Like
both
they
of
knew
them
it was
circled
there.
around.
They knew it was there.
Yeah, that really sucks though. I mean, because they were squealing all the way down.
They were. It was sad.
Yeah, it was sad. I gave out a "aw" because it really sucked. Just to hear them squeal. Oh, that was horrible.
Yeah, this is. Sorry, go ahead, Ernie.
No, I thought you were going to Santo, and man, he got stabbed in the back, like
He's a-
big time.
Scimitar
yeah.
109 says there are no safety rails in Star Wars. That is correct. Galaxy's too big to have
no
all those
zippers.
safety precautions put in. It's very expensive. All right. Where did it go? Yeah, so they find out we jumped to this earlier a little bit, but they find out, you know, everyone's turned on us. And Mando goes, that was the right move. And Boba Fett's like, yeah, they totally did the right thing. Again, you knew this was coming. You didn't plan for it. And then when it happens, you're like, hey, man, good job. You know, I got to give them props. No, that's not how this works.
It's not.
That's not how this works.
But that interaction between Boba and Mando, I really like. I really like their buddiness, and I've said that before. I'm glad Mando hasn't come in and like really taken over the show, like be over Boba. Instead, they're buds, and he says, "I'm going to be here with you," because Boba then gives him the chance to leave. He's like, "You can go. Like they did a good plan. We're gonna die. Go ahead and go. You don't owe me anything." He's like, "No, I told you I was going to be here." Like, dude, we're bros. That's how it's gonna go.
He has his own
Ride
little
or die, baby. Ride or die.
Yeah, I'm with you till the end of the line speech.
Yeah, and that was dope.
It's
Well,
so
and then he finished
so
it.
dramatic, that Mando.
He finishes it with, "This is the way." Like, well, then if we die, then we die with honor, and there we go. And he's like, "This is the way," and I was like, "Dang, that was deep."
No, he didn't just say it. He pulled
the
out
gun.
he
Yeah,
pulled out the gap, and he's
So
like, "This is the
so
way."
dramatic.
That was
he did.
so badass. Look at this shot.
But it made me laugh. I don't know.
This is great, dude. I loved it. Like, they're gonna get matching tattoos together. I know they are.
I thought they were gonna come out like bad boys. You know, it's like the low camera
They
angle
did.
swinging around with the sunlight, and they're just like back to back like this, passing clips and reloading
Bro,
behind each other.
They so did. It was great.
I loved this exchange, but it made me laugh. I don't know if I was supposed to laugh. Was I supposed to laugh?
This is the part where I was like, I hate this dude so much, and he goes out there, and
I was raised on
he's
Coruscant, but I'm not better than you.
I did like the little Easter egg there where he's like, you don't hear the traces of my accent anymore because their species, if you see in Rebels, like Hera, yeah, they have an accent, but then in Rebels, Hera's accent kind of goes away for a little bit, but when she sees her father again, they talk. That she has the accent again, so it's a cool little Easter egg that they threw in there. A little nod to that, but the rest of what he was saying, no, I don't want to hear anything from him. But yes, Chrysanthemum gets mobbed, but he's fighting everybody. Fennec on her way to taking off the head of the family. They're like, okay, you know what? We're going to. They find out where the Pikes are operating out of on Tatooine, so they send her off there, and hopefully that's one way to end this battle. And on the way, she rescues some people on the squad, and
who managed to get themselves cornered in a dead end, and it just stand. That's the part that killed me. We're gonna watch the Aquilish. We're gonna watch them, right? And we're gonna make sure that we're in a dead end back alley, so like if something does happen, we're completely cut off and we can't get out. That's what we're gonna do.
That's basically a smaller version of their strategy of let's stay in the sanctuary. Right?
That's the part that got me. It was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? You gave yourself you literally went into a dead end. Like some of the planning was just like, really? And it's like, so you didn't think that perhaps if something happened, you'd have nowhere to go with your shiny bikes? And so that part got me a little bit like, ugh. And then she saved them, and she was able to take out, like, Fennec was able to take out what, like 4 or 5 in a row, and then they all just dropped and ran.
Yeah. And she says thank you.
Yeah.
I like that little line. She's like, ooh, manners.
The manners. And the part that I loved was when she jumps on a real speeder bike and speeds off.
Yeah.
What I screamed was, get a real bike! Because that's what her last message to them were, get real bikes, and this is what you can do. Right?
It
She's
was.
looking at a row of them and she's like, trash, 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 trash.
Right.
I'm going to front
Gets
flip
on the
onto this
speeder
one.
bike.
Trash.
And it's like, get a real bike!
See, another lost opportunity by Hasbro, because I would so buy Fennec on that speeder bike.
Right.
Yeah, that was dope. I love that when it took off fast. I said when it very first showed fast, but you're right. She did yell that at him. She had to have had. It's like they got, I'm so jealous. I still need to get that.
They say thank you to her.
Hasbro
she
should
says,
bring her out.
You're welcome.
Oh my, you're welcome is not working. Did it work?
Yeah, it did.
Yeah, it did.
How come I didn't hear it? What?
I felt it in my soul. Kyle here?
Kyle?
Who said that?
Through the forest. Man, this armor looks so good. But yeah, I do love this
Shiny?
moment of them. What?
Huh?
Okay.
I said he's so
Um,
shiny. I thought,
He is shiny.
yeah.
Yeah, but I love that he's like, you know what? I gave you my word. This is the creed. And I love how Boba's just like, you really buy into that, all that BS? But you know what? He's like, you know, I gave you my word. We're gonna fight until we're both dead. And that's when he pulls out the gat. This is the way. I love this. This is so good.
That
So,
was dope.
So good.
so dramatic.
Major Domo was like, wait. You know, I don't want to die. I don't want to die in this shootout. Let me go talk to them. He goes out. He's reading Boba Fett's terms. What was it, Paul? If you don't leave, the sands of Tatooine will.
Yeah, the fields will flourish with the blood of you, of those that are the multitude that are slain. It's beautiful.
Poet.
It's poetic.
Yes.
It's poetic. It's great, and you wrote it in like 3 seconds. And
He just scribbled it.
yeah, and the Major Domo was just not smart enough to realize you always read before you make these big you read, you glance at it, you see what's written there, so you don't get screwed like he did.
I don't know. Is that true, Kev? Do you read all your super chats before you read them out loud?
Do I have any super chats?
Let's find out.
No. Let's find out. No, I rarely read them beforehand. That's money. That's money spent. You know, I'm gonna try and read it, and then if I'll just stop at the word that's inappropriate. Yeah, they send out the Major Domo with the new terms of negotiation, and like Gary said earlier in the comments, I was really hoping this dude got shot. I was hoping that like he walks out and be like, all this, and then Pam, nope, nothing. But he doesn't get shot. He reads the terms. You know, Boba Fett, I offer you nothing. At this point, I'm hoping this dude gets shot. Bam, nope, nothing. Because the Pikes were like, read it, just read it. So yeah, shout outs to that actor. You made me despise your character, and but the cool part was strategically, it gave time for the Mandos to run out of the back, and then kind of probably one of the coolest things. One of the coolest things, not even the coolest, because it's badass. This is badass. They fly in on their jetpacks, which miraculously work all of a sudden. I don't know what changed before.
And remember, they had backpacks, the jetpacks.
Okay,
Hey, we got jetpacks. Oh my god, let's
Right.
go!
right here is the robot chicken scene that I just
Yes.
could not get out of my head. So Robot Chicken has a whole scene to where Boba was back and he starts killing all the people and he flies exactly like this. And all he says is, Boba Fett back from the dead, assholes. And he just starts shooting everybody, dude. And that's all I could see this whole time was like, oh my God, they did it. This is great.
And really, then they cut to it's actually Boba Fett, and they're inside the Sarlacc.
Yes.
Were they inside the Sarlacc?
Yes.
And he's like crying because like he's imagining it. It's like at least he didn't take it out like some kind of punk. So
He was
it's just his fantasy
imagining
that he has.
what he would have done to
Yes.
everybody. He even had sabers. He was
Yes.
fighting with
Oh,
sabers.
guys, I suck.
and
Thanks for coming out,
everything.
man. Thanks for the view.
I think the Major Domo is in the chat.
Yeah. I think, is that him? Scampoli 25? I'm going to search him on IMDb.
I think so.
Oh, that's funny. You stuck around for so long for a host that sucks, man. I hope you find more productive things to do with your time. So they fly in on their jetpacks, totally cool. And then they land. I guess they're kind of just targets in the air, and you can spin around faster when you're on your feet and shoot people. So they land with no cover. But I guess you don't really need it because they're wearing Beskar. Oh, they move so fast. Do you know how many times I watched this scene to try and slow it down? There isn't really like a really good frame where they're both in a decent pose for a screenshot. So I tried to get some of the best ones. This is epic. This is what I think you're really waiting for. A lot of people were waiting for the action of these two fighting together like this for 7 episodes. Ernie,
I loved
what
it.
did it?
I freaking loved it so much. It was cool. I mean, it's your going along with Western, but yet we're in Star Wars, and the way it played out was just awesome. Back to back, saving each other, getting blasted on. I think my most favorite scene, there was two scenes, was the where they both shot the dude falling down all the way down, and they just kept blasting him. God, that was great. And then when he used his knee missiles for the second time, and he just went up in the air and he did the fart pose. That was my favorite. And every kid has been hit with the fart pose from their parent, from their dad, who's like, "Oh, I got you," and lift the knee, and you do it. And I thought, you know what, Boba, that was awesome. You straight up brought out the fart guns and you did it, and it worked, because that knee up in the air, I've done it. I've had it happen to me. Everybody's had it happen, and I thought that was so cool. I did. I laughed hysterically at it. I was like, dude, he's just pulling out all the stops. I loved it.
Is that what that was supposed to be?
I think so. That's how it was in my head, because I've done it so many times. So
did you get that screenshot, Kev?
Yeah, no, it's there. I didn't draw the fart cloud in. Sorry, Ernie.
Oh, but you know he did it
later. Yeah, do it later.
The first time was cool, but the second time was straight on. I got you guys.
That scene where they shot the dude on the roof, and then when I first watched it, I'm like, when that guy's falling, is he still shooting at them? Because it looked like he was like, pop, 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 as he was falling. So then when I was watching it the second time in slow-mo to grab the screenshot, Boba and Mando are like in tandem, just going pop, 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 pop as this dude is falling. They didn't miss a shot. So they were still fighting as the guy was dying, falling to his death. That was insane.
Yeah, it's Robert Rodriguez all the way. I think it was Desperado. So it was cool.
Yo.
Smooth like butter.
Bearded Builds, man. Thank you for the super chat. He says, I don't think this host sucks. I think this crew is actually perfect. See, I do read the super chats. You could have put a super chat that said this host sucks, and I would have read that shit. Sad this is the last episode. Man, there's so much more Star Wars. Hopefully we can get everyone back. I don't, Paul, man, you got so much stuff going on. It's so cool. The fact that you're here doing this. What's this fluff? Another fluff got me. It's awesome. But hey, Peter, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you, man. Thank you always sharing on IG and supporting the channel. You rock, dude. All right. Yeah, like I took a whole bunch. There aren't like this one is a pretty good shot with the what's this one with the light coming through. Sun flare, solar flare.
Dude, I love all of the sun shots and everything, and I did want to ask Paul that. Oh, there was the first knee one, which was awesome. So, Paul, is this shot in the what is it called, the dome one?
In the volume? No, this will be studio.
Oh, it would.
I'm sorry. The backlot. This is backlot stuff.
This is backlot.
Yeah.
So those sun shots, when we had him on Cad Bane, like they were all wonderful. I loved them. And that's what I wondered was, did that come from the volume, or were we really outside?
Because they have multiple, like they've got, it looks like squibs and shots and little explosives and stuff like that. And it's big. I mean, just having it all, this feels to me like the back lot. It's just because it's an open space, it's a little bit safer. You have more room to maneuver and whatnot, and for stunts and stuff like that, because you had multiple levels, right? And the volume is high, but it's not super high. You know what I mean? So it's like if you had a 2-story structure and you had, something falling in front of it. I mean, this is me speculating, but this feels like the back lot instead of the volume.
That's awesome. Because I do. I you're right, Kev, when you brought him up. All those sun shots were just amazing.
Does that mean this sun is our sun too?
That could be. They also do employ like just a regular green or blue screen as well. Like they're outside, but they do have they still have access to old school technology and techniques. So they could be like big ass green or blue screens, and then they've just digitally put those things into. Just looking at the background there, I'm just saying, is all.
Are you laughing at your cat?
No, I'm laughing at you being like,
is this our son too? Is that one?
Yeah, their son is our son. That's so
Like, it took
cool.
me a second to understand what he was saying, but stupid. Stupid.
It's those stupid lines that creep up on you. Those are the best ones. Or lights.
Oh my God.
Or they could just be lights.
Or lighting rigs. I don't care what it was. It was beautiful.
Knee rockets. Is this unique to Boba Fett? This seems like that Nerf gun that like it's like that one really weird Nerf gun that doesn't make a lot of sense. Is this unique to Boba Fett?
No, because Mando has them too. If you look
Does
at
he have knee
his,
rockets?
yeah, he doesn't use them, but he's got them, and that's a season
Oh.
2 change. That's something that I
Ah.
noticed in the armor change
Mm-hmm.
from season 1 to season 2. Even in the Beskar look, the knee rockets, Mando's got them on the same. He's got on the one knee, he's got the charges that are all the way around, and on the other one, he actually has. It's very similar, but they're painted blue.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
All right.
So, have you ever done the cosplay for a Mandalorian or Boba Fett, Paul?
No, but I have friends who have.
Uh-huh.
And I've seen the photographs of them, and I've actually looked at some of the photos for Mandalorian, just because there are. I mean, it's really funny. Even Boba Fett from Mandalorian season 2 to this series, there are changes in the armor, the belt. You see his
Yeah.
belt is different.
Yes.
The kama, the color
Yeah.
of his helmet and
Yes.
his armor is different. Like it's all his boots are different. He doesn't have
Yeah.
the spats on them anymore. And even I think even the under tunic is different as well, right? So
Yeah, I heard that too. No, I'm
Yeah.
glad you said all that. What I was gonna say was, hasn't it always been old school that this has always been labeled as knee rockets?
yeah.
And we never saw it. So we never saw them come into play until he did it when he showed up in Mando.
Yeah.
And it was like,
Nice.
oh my God, he blasted the knee rockets. Like, that's amazing. Because it was just like all we said, well, those are knee rockets. So we did it again for the first time. Now that he uses them all the time, oh, dude, that's just badass. That's cool.
Cool. I had a Nerf gun where you could suction cup it to a wall, and then there's actually a little rope so that you can hide around the corner and pull it and shoot people.
That's dope.
Nerf is- yeah, right? And then you remember the one that like the barrel could go around
Yes.
corners and you can shoot people and there's a mirror on it?
Uh,
Yeah, that's like the sneaky knee rocket.
I needed that. I've had so many Nerf wars with the kids. I love it.
Too bad this didn't come with the Nerf Boba They Fall blaster.
Yeah, tier 1. They fall blaster. I still don't know if I'm going to buy that.
You're buying it.
I probably
Um,
am.
But man, the fight lasts quite a few minutes. I think to really illustrate how many pikes there are coming through in this battle, and Boba even says it like there's no stopping them. They're being completely overwhelmed. There's a lot of people there. But finally, oh, this is your fart one. So he shoots with his hand to the right, and then his knee goes left. It's
Yes.
very my
Oh,
desk.
you all right?
It kicked
I
my
heard-
desk.
Heard your knee come out on
Clearly,
socket there.
clearly, I need more practice with this one.
Man,
we
yeah,
have-
this is a fart pose right here. Like, you've all walked in on your kids like that. You've been blasted by it like that. And it's just,
And
that's your
the
pose.
kid right there. That's Mando.
Right. Man, I was like, dang it. You crop dusted me. And he's like,
This is the dust right here.
there it is. That's what it was. And I was like, dude, I'm so cool. I've done a Fett move. I love it.
Smooth like
We have
butter.
a super chat from Sky Rider. Thank you so much for the super chat, and of course, watching the stream, supporting the channel. It is greatly appreciated. Thank you. He says, "What are Carson and his fellow X-wing pilots doing during all this? Just giving people tickets?" Well, Paul's got a answer for that second question, or getting smiley face, or getting ready for Rangers of the New Republic. Well, thank you for the super chat, Sky Rider. Panel, everyone, should we speculate? What are they doing? Are they circulating around this battle? Are they unaware of what's going on here on the planet? Did anyone kind of consider that? Like, hey, where's Paul in all this? He didn't show up in the X-wing earlier.
Do you want me to take this?
If you have if you have your
It-
own
Like everything
fan
else here, it's
theory.
all speculation. It's all speculation. But we know that the New Republic is stretched thin, and that they're focusing more on the inner core worlds, not the outer rim worlds. So resources are very they're stretched thin, especially in the outer rim. And so there's like just basically one contingent of New Republic forces that are out there, and they're not cops; they're soldiers. Their job isn't a police action. They don't write tickets. And I know it's just a joke and this and that, but they're not writing tickets. They're looking for Imperial remnants, and they're trying to do as much as they can with as little as they have, right? So this stretched pretty thin. So yeah, he does. Everybody says, oh, they keep showing up when Mando shows up. Well, it's in the same sector. It makes sense. They do patrol around Tatooine. In this case, it's not out of the realm of possibility that they're on the far end of the patrol route, or perhaps at the base doing maintenance on the ships. You have to realize it is a small force. They can't be everywhere at every time. It just feels that way when the story sort of calls upon them to hassle a Mandalorian sometimes. But it is one of these things where the writers write it that way, and sometimes it's a little bit too easy, because when the New Republic shows up, I mean, at least what Favreau and Filoni were telling me, it's like when these guys show up, there's going to be an ass kicking. Like they come in, you saw them in season season 1 of The Mandalorian. The Republic starfighters came in and they just destroyed that base. Didn't even ask any questions, right? Sash Ketter, Deb Chow's character, I'm rolling in. No one gave her the order to start a strafing run. She just went and started blowing the shit out of that base. Right, like that's a thing, and it's like the whole Texas Ranger thing that I've spoken about. It's like one Ranger, one riot, right? So when they show up, the shit's gonna hit the fan. So it is one of these things where they just weren't in the area because they can't be everywhere at every time, and a lot of stuff usually doesn't happen on Tatooine. Although a lot of these series, everything seems to be happening on Tatooine. Right, but yeah, they're just not there.
That's awesome.
I have a theory.
You have a theory?
Well, of where Carson Teva is. Would you like to hear it?
Yes.
Here it comes.
Damn it! He is not on Tatooine. He had the week off. He bought too many toys, and he's flying them home to his home planet, and he's bringing them back to visit his family. And he's bringing all of his collectibles back. That's why he's not here.
Yeah,
that's why.
And Charles Stevens has a question. He says maybe they're at a base nearby that they're operating out of. They already said in season 2 it's Adelphi. They're stationed out of Adelphi. That's where the rebel base is, because he says, okay, you're gonna have to follow us back to Adelphi, where we can verify your transponder logs or whatever that is. Because he says, "Oh, I don't have any of this. I don't have this. It's not working." It's like, oh, it's too bad.
Can you Google map that real quick, Kev?
Google map Adelphi?
Yeah, to Tatooine.
Yeah, that's Toronto, and Tatooine's Vancouver.
Okay, gotcha.
That's all the toys going home. Yeah, and Mando gets to use his whistling birds. I'm surprised he didn't use them earlier, but then I guess there's a lot of waves. This is one of those Clash of Clans or whatever. It's just those waves, wave after wave of villains coming through that you have to fight, and they level up. And they've played the game long enough. They've got enough XP to level up and call in the cavalry. The people from Freetown finally, perfect timing. They arrive. Man, this guy's wrinkly, and I like the little exchange here. They're like, he didn't even have to say anything. Mando just says, I'm sorry about Cobb Vanth. Because if he was here, or if these guys are here and Cobb Vanth's not here, like they're rallying behind him. So he just says it out loud, like, I'm sorry. He's like, yeah, me too, but they would have wanted us here. This is worth protecting our planet. So that buys them a little bit of time. At the same time, the Power Rangers in space, they come in, they're like, let's rock it. And they're in on their bikes.
Let's rock
So
it.
that's what they say. Power Rangers in space. Come on. Yeah, it is in space. And of course, Chris Anton survived. The gladiator was able to survive the attack, but he is messed up. He's got one big foot that's like, his ankle's all twisted. It was dragging behind him. He gets shot in the butt real quick, but still a total gangster. This screenshot, I mean, I went through 5 times at like just to get this. This is a badass pose. If this comes out in Hot Toys, Paul, you're buying, right?
Maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
just answer
Come
me
on.
in text.
We all
He's
know
like,
the answer to that.
He's like, ask you when we're
Oh.
offline.
Don't make me say it. Sorry, Anna.
Do you
Read
have the
out first,
Chewbacca
Wookiee.
one?
No, I don't.
Oh
I do not.
man, Johnny Sergeant Bananas has so many excellent shots with that, like at
Oh,
the
like
beach on a
Chewy
surfboard.
skateboard. Yeah.
Yes, dude, and
So
just
cool.
oh yeah, wow, amazing. So yeah, if this comes out, woo, I can only imagine because Santo's bigger than Chewy, right?
Mm-hmm. Well,
Yeah.
He's bulkier for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yoko, you recently acquired and opened your first hot toy,
Yes, I did.
Ray with BB-8.
hmm
What have you set your sights on next?
Well,
I know something's in your
Ahsoka.
cart ready to check out.
Ahsoka's coming soon.
Clone
Clone
Wars Ahsoka?
Yeah, Clone
or
Wars Ahsoka.
okay.
Oh.
It said February or March, so she'll be next. I want a Mando, but I don't know if I want to get the Mando that I can get right now or wait. Because I kind of want a Mando with a dark saber. Right?
Oh, that'd be badass.
Right?
Mm.
He's Wookieer. That's perfect. Yeah, he's definitely Wookieer than
He is Wookieer. You're right. Look at him.
it
Big
can
old
mean
gun.
so many things. Yeah, but he made it back. So the forces, they're getting a little bit stronger, and I like this stuff because we all know. Well, we all know. We've talked about it, but for people who don't know, in some Star Wars comics, Boba Fett and Chrysanthemum have done jobs together. So they kind of have a nice little moment here. Something like we're gonna go when this is done. We're gonna go
Oh,
in the
I'll
back
tell
to
you
tank
what
together.
Yes,
Or
that's what he said. We're gonna take a long
I guess it's the
hot
equivalent of
bath
like we'll
together.
we'll go for a nice soak in the
I
sauna.
owe you a nice long soak in the back to tank, is what Boba Fett,
Yeah.
not Brian Flynn, said.
He doesn't say it together.
No, it was like we're gonna go, we're gonna
he's
go hot tubbing together, you and me, like bros.
Yeah, together. That's the
Yeah.
impression I got. Like we'll
Is
just
that
go have a nice
really?
team.
Yeah.
That's what you got? I don't think back to something that you do together. It's I don't know.
It's the same. You're in your chonies.
It's medicinal. It's not like, hey,
Oh, does
let's
Chrysanthemum have chonies?
Oh no. No,
So he's
no,
gonna
no.
just be nude in there.
Commando.
Yeah.
Chrysanthemum's he's Donald
That's
Duck
it.
in it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Duck.
He is, and he's gonna get weirded out when he sees the Fett chonies. He'd be like, "Bro, why do you have those on?" I don't, and that's where Boba comes in. Like, you don't? And he's like, "No."
And then it gets.
And
And
then
then
they're
it
like,
gets
all right,
weird, yeah.
let's go for it.
Wait, is this after they've rescued him though? Can we talk about this? Like
Yeah,
after his
stop me
like
anytime.
after his whole dramatic thing and his ankles dangling off his leg,
Yeah.
and then 30 seconds later they're running.
Yeah.
Like they're inconsistent with him again, right? His foot was dangling.
I
Well,
You got
it was like his ankle was twisted. It was not like it was hanging.
It was
from-
yes, it was. Yes, it was.
Really?
His
You think
foot
it was
like
hanging?
when his foot was running, his foot was like this.
He got crossed over. That's what it looked like. His ankles were broken.
And he also got shot in the leg, too.
Yeah.
Like,
Like
as he
I
was
thought
going
he was
towards
a
him.
goner. Like I thought he was
Yeah.
DED right there. And then
Yeah,
5 minutes later, at least he ran better this time than he did when Boba originally freed him.
Maybe
He
like an
ran like he
epi.
meant it this time, but
Maybe like an epi pin. They had a bacta pin, and we didn't see it,
oh, the stem.
and he got it
He had a
just
stem.
Or
yeah,
the back to spray.
yeah.
Stim.
Maybe somebody had that.
All right. I'll buy
Okay,
that
that's fair.
theory.
They grabbed it off the Freetowners vehicle, I guess. It's possible.
BD wasn't there with the stem.
That's true. There is that comic connection. They don't really address it, but they don't really say anything that rules it out. It feels like it's deliberately ambiguous. It's for fans who know that stuff, fans that don't. Same with the whole Cad Bane and Boba thing near the end. That deleted or that unfinished scene. But we'll get to that at that point. Mando turns on his helmet. He can see these droids coming around the corner, and these things are badass. And they have the little, personal shield generators, or
We've seen these in like Clone Wars, right? Or somewhere.
it's like Trade Federation droids have a lot of this stuff. I think the Gungans use. Wait, no.
Oh, these shield generators?
And with the droids too.
The droids? No, they were a concept that wasn't used. They were originally the concept was drawn up for them, and they were never used in the. I think it was supposed to be episode 2. So
Nice.
again, these are based on concepts that were never really actualized until this series.
They're kind of like the droidecas with
Yeah.
the rolling ball ones.
The same company that made the droidecas, they created these ones as well.
This is like the next level up. This is like This is the Ed 209 of RoboCop.
Yeah. This is a heavy artillery version of it.
Mm-hmm.
They reminded me of something from Clone Wars. I couldn't figure out.
I guess the Pikes found them in storage.
Well, they're all pre-Empire, right? So
Yeah.
that stuff seems to be just lying around.
A Trade Federation surplus bunker. They found it. But it's just cool to see that similar type of technology on screen again, and the energy blasts don't really go through. You kind of have to walk in. But I guess these guys don't know. But we see Mando bust out the Darksaber, and he just starts hacking at the shield. And I thought maybe Boba was going to react to that a little bit, but I guess he's too busy trying to take the shield down. I think the cool part is that they identified the weakness of the droid right away. Like it can't turn fast enough, so they would just start shooting it from the side, and then when it seemed like it was turning and getting into range, they'd fly or zip to the other side and start attacking it that way. So they identified that real quick. In the middle of the escape, Chrysanthemum gets knocked down. The two mods go to help him up, and Webcam here goes for this
All
spin
flash.
move.
A spinneroonie. It was a spinneroonie. It was great.
The office, when Dwight is running into that guy's office, and the secretary tries to stop him, and he's like, spin move, and he spins on the spot. Like he didn't strafe out of the way. He just goes, spin move. That's what this dude did. I don't know. I thought that one was ridiculous. But Papa Schmitty says sweet spin move. I guess it worked.
It was.
For a guy who modded his eye and upgraded it to a webcam, his aim doesn't seem to be that much better. It seems very inconsistent. So
he keeps looking out the wrong eye.
Being able to see it and being able to shoot it are two different things, though, right?
You'd think there's some sort of cybernetic connection. In the midst of this fight, we know Grogu is back on the planet. Here comes Peli, who's like, "Hey, look, I'm gonna bring this baby."
And didn't hear any of this.
She didn't know.
She had no idea.
She didn't hear none of it going on at all.
No.
Like, did she have on headphones?
No.
That stays consistent to like later on in the scene when there are people still selling shit on the streets.
Right.
Oh,
And the ranker's like, oh, and they all go, oh, what's this? It's like, I mean, Mos Espa's got to be a rough place. There's got to be explosions and gunfire happening a lot because no one seemed really concerned.
Right.
And it's like when the ranker comes over, they're like, oh, my beans. Like no one would even care. It's like, even in Avatar, it's like, my cabbages.
Yeah.
There's that stuff. But it's like, there's none of that here. They're all just like, oh my God. And all this, I mean, the art direction is beautiful because it's all laid out gorgeously. But it just seems like nobody grabbed their shit to just run. They're all just like, huh? So
Yeah. Just another day on Tatooine.
there you go.
Yeah, this is normal.
Yeah. Tatooine's ghetto.
I guess Peli had her earbuds in. She didn't hear the fight going on as she approached the battle.
She was listening to that Boba Fett theme song.
Boba Fett.
That was great.
Boba, boba, boba.
Oh.
I changed all my ringtones and my voice message to that.
Did you actually?
That's Ernie in line waiting to order. He's like, Boba, Boba. Just humming it to himself. Man. And of course, Mando gets this was just a heartwarming scene. Just the way, you could hear it in Pedro Pascal's voice. He's like, oh, what's up, buddy? I missed you too. And then it's a good thing that, Grogu was practicing his force jumps, because the moment he leapt up into his arms, I was like, that's so awesome. You're just like, yep.
It was pretty stinking cute.
It was great.
Gives him a little burp.
I teared. I couldn't believe it. I did. That was amazing, dude. It was like, Dad.
It was set up. Cool. Set up from the previous episode when he's like, but he's so close. I flew all the way here. I'm right here, and you could hear the sadness. And then all of a sudden he sees him, and it's so unexpected for him that like we felt that collectively. I think.
It was the whole body language again too, when like he's like, when he jumps on there and he's like in fight mode, and then Pele's all, wait, look who I have here, and then you just see his whole body just like get popped.
Yeah, it was great. It was. Yeah, see, thanks. I did. That was an amazing shot, because that you felt it again. So much. Well, exactly what Yoko's saying. So much love to the actors that are playing that, because you have a helmet on and all this gear, but you feel it. You felt it. Look at it. I felt at this point he wanted to take off his helmet, and I really thought Din was going to take it off. I did.
It's the guy with the stick again, scratching his face.
It's true though, right? It's a helmet and a Muppet, and like you get so much emotion still here.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to call him a Muppet. I meant to say puppet, but either way.
It's amazing.
Yoko's been working on too much Muppet stuff lately.
I know, I guess so.
Oh yes, this is perfect.
Like, is he smiling?
He's smiling. He's totally smiling. His kids are stupid. He's like, wee.
Well, before that though, he also showed him. He says, "You wore the shirt." He called it a shirt. That was awesome. That was a moment too. He's like, "You chose me."
Oh my gosh, I did not realize he was smiling there. That's so funny.
He's got this Ralph Wiggum thing going on. It's like his explosion, and he's being launched in the air. He's like, wee.
Hey, Kev, nice screenshot. Good job.
Thanks.
Good job.
Had to do it big for the finale.
Good job.
I mean, all of this too. That's what I saw. I'm like, did they add this in? Like, how did they get the emotion so perfect? They flipped her around in the air. I don't know, but it just looks awesome. The expression right there. And this is her. Just unnecessary in the middle of all of it. You're like, oh my God, is Grogu okay? Did Mando catch Grogu? They're like, oh, let's have her in the corner spit her tooth out. And for the rest of the scenes, she's gonna have like this big gap. But what I didn't like, I think someone mentioned earlier, I wish they saved Grogu for the future. I kind of get it, because I didn't really need to see Grogu come save Din again. Like it's happened so many times, and to have it happen again, it's like you kind of felt it. Seems kind of very familiar. But Boba Fett had gone off to get reinforcements. He returns. And you know what? This part is badass. People wanted to see him riding this Rancor all through town.
Dang.
Ernie, Boba Fett redeemed. What do you think?
The whole show, Boba Fett was redeemed. Yes. Episode 1 through 7. And this is just the icing. This is the cherry on top, so to speak. Because look at that, dude. He freaking wrote it. Just like the mythosaurs of eons past. Oh, here comes Yoko. Yes.
I have a question. Like when he went to go, like when Mando was like, "You have no friends left," and he was like, "BRB." What did you like? Did you think he was gonna go get the Rancor? Did you?
No, I completely forgot about the Rancor.
He never trained with Rancor too.
Oh, I was totally thinking Rancor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you already have it in your head. He's gonna come in on like a mythosaur or a Rancor or something on this episode, right?
For sure.
No, I was just thinking, who is he going to go get? I had no idea.
So then were you thinking like Sam people?
I was really thinking. I was
didn't
actually no.
Grogu brain at that point.
Oh,
right.
Yeah. No, I thought it was going to be Rancor for sure.
Yeah.
Nope,
Just because
they totally forgot about Rancor.
Well, and then you also have that wonderful sort of the trope of like giant robots against giant monsters. Right?
Yeah,
like just going at each other.
Well, the way he was presented as like Godzilla, like a kaiju style, that was great. Of just seeing the scales on top of the building and you're hearing the roar. Oh my! And then the hand, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
So not only that beautiful, and then you get the reveal of Boba riding the freaking Rancor. Oh yeah, it did it for me. And then today, Friday should have been when we had the Hasbro Pulse. What is it called? The HasLab.
HasLab.
We should have had the HasLab today, and that thing would have sold out by this show.
Yeah, if they,
I swear
it
to
had
you.
to have been some sort of time constraint limitation. With like, we got to put it out this year because if you knew this was, or somebody didn't tell Hasbro that this is coming, it's like, hey, you can
I
make
don't know.
your backer amount. There were 8,000 people in. You don't think this would have pushed it to the edge? Like, it's wild.
I swear by this show, we would be saying, crazy, huh? Rancor back, tier 3. You get Danny Trejo, you get old Rancor keeper, you get a saddle with Boba. Like, look at like all the tiers were, everything was set up.
Sleeping Grogu.
He's so like the Rancor
Yes.
is so badass here.
Yeah.
I don't think Boba Fett was even really in control other than like, hey, go a little bit left, go a little bit right, because he was just going off and just smashing everything.
It was like
To me,
bull riding.
Yeah,
I kind of watched for that though to make sure he just wasn't up there. And to me, I did see the pulling of the chains and this and that, and I was like, okay, he is in control, so that is awesome.
And he did give it the command when he said, "Do it."
Oh
and
yeah,
it,
he
it
did.
ripped the droid in half, right?
That the Emperor command, that was great. Do it.
yeah. I don't know. To me, it seemed like the Rancor was just on its own, and it was killer, and he's just kind of maintaining because he's kind of destroying the whole town. The whole town that Boba Fett was like, hey, if there's going to be nothing left to protect if we let this all go to shit. Meanwhile, his the Rancor is destroying everything. So to me, it seemed like he was just along for the ride, and the first thing that I thought of was one of these dog costumes where like he'd be, the dog would be running around. This is the vibe that I got from Boba on the Rancor. It's
when the
this
doll
dog
always
costume.
shakes.
Yeah, when they're running and the doll's just kind of getting tossed around on there, that's the first thing I thought of. And these costumes I love these costumes. That's why.
That's great.
But yeah, no Danny Trejo. That would have been cool too.
I did. I thought he was going to pop up. I thought he was going to be the one to calm the Rancor down during the scene.
Oh, that part pissed me off.
That he wasn't there?
Well, yeah, that he wasn't there, but that everybody was like asinine to shoot at it afterwards.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Rancor on the loose. I know. Let's shoot at it. When two gigantic droids couldn't take it down,
Yeah.
we're gonna shoot at it and just piss it off even more. Like that for me was just like the height of idiocy. But then again, their tactics as a fighting group were suspect. The one thing, and this is what I want to bring up too, like when they all like came in to rescue them in that land speeder, and they had the turret, which was weaker than the pistol, it seemed, but they're all clustered behind. It's like, does nobody have any thermal detonators? If you roll one right in, you take out that entire group.
Yeah.
Right, because they're all clustered in big groups. I mean, that's one of the things is you spread out a little bit, right? I know they're hiding for cover and stuff like that, but little things like that kind of bug me and take me out because it's like they're all clustered together like that.
Yeah.
Same like the Pikes were all spread out, and I understand, yeah, they were sort of boxed in there, but it's like, so the Pikes brought everything except for thermal detonators or grenades to do this. I mean, yeah, I guess so, but it little things like that sort of bothered me too.
Yeah.
They brought everything else, right? So, but this whole thing with them and then the townsfolk, also, big props to the builders of Mos Espa. Those walls can take a beating, right? Like they were hiding behind those walls, and like, you had the droids, you had the Pikes, all shooting at them, and that wall did not. You could hide behind that wall for hours, and it's not going to come down. So, like,
well, it
big
can carry
ups
the
to
weight
them.
of the Rancor.
Well, that's the thing, right?
Yeah.
And can we talk about how big the Rancor got? Like, what's the timeline here from when they got him to this point? Because he's way bigger than when they first got him, right? So
I didn't even
guess
notice
it's
that.
in that time lapse that Boba learned how to ride him.
Yeah.
And he also grew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the timeline? Like, do Rancors grow? How fast do they grow?
Yeah, that I don't know. I
No
didn't
idea.
realize that. I didn't even think of that. I was too excited to go into that thought process. But you're absolutely right. because when he did stand in front of him, he was just, yeah, wow.
He ate pretty well though those few days, so
He
maybe
ate pretty
maybe that accelerated his growth.
Well, Boba didn't eat all the stuff in
That's what I
his
mean.
room, so
He had
they
lots
fed
of
him.
leftovers. Yeah.
But I kind of think that had the towns had the mob not shot at him, he would have happily just hung out up near the spire chewing on that land speeder. I think he would have just chilled right out and just sort of like, oh, I'm here, and just chewed on it. But then he exacerbates the situation, and he pulls a full King Kong and just goes. All they needed was like a bunch of T-16 Skyhoppers circling around taking pot shots at him.
And that one mod, she had like the Men in Black noisy cricket. It was like the smallest blaster that she had, and she drove right down the middle of the street because webcam went down. So she takes her bike right down the middle with no cover, and she starts shooting back with the noisy cricket, and she's completely open. I'm like, man, they're terrible. No wonder they have no jobs. I'm kidding. I don't know what job they would have with that anyway. Well, I have a
Smooth like butter.
I don't know why I don't hear my sounds. But Robert, thank you, man. That's for Super Chat 1999. Thank you so much, man. He says total King Kong moment when the Rancor climbed that minaret. Fancy. I just called it tall building. And by the way, can you guys reunite for Obi-Wan? I'm down. Obi-Wan's my favorite character. I'm definitely gonna do a show like this for Kenobi. I mean, I don't know if you checked out my Instagram. I've just been posting Kenobi Jesus pictures. That whole thing cracks me up. But yeah, it's my favorite character. I'm definitely gonna do it. Ernie, Yoko, and Paul. I would love to have you all here. If you're available.
It's an official invitation.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Just check.
It works.
I'm down for
It
that.
works. We're having fun, and give the people what they enjoy.
May have a conflict the first week though.
Yes.
You might be on your own the first week, Kev.
Yeah.
What's the first week?
It's during Star Wars Celebration.
Oh yeah.
That's right. It's the day after, right?
Well,
if you're still looking for Fridays,
the show starts the day after. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, Star Wars Celebration starts the day after. Cat,
Wait, what day? What day is the 25th?
Wednesday.
Like day of the week. It's a
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Celebration starts on Thursday, the 26th, through the weekend. Star Wars Nights is the 27th. And guess what happened today, guys? My daughter calls me. It's like, "Hi, Dad." I'm like, "Hi, Kaylee. How are you? What's going on? Any word on graduation yet?" And she's like, "Oh yeah, I think it's the 27th of May."
Oh no.
Yeah. So that happened today. So
aren't you proud?
Yeah.
So she's gonna miss you then, right?
Don't they like
Or
you?
maybe
Don't they
you
like
only graduate once, but Star Wars is for life.
I'm still trying to play out everything in my head. So yeah, I have a lot to talk about. I told her, "Can you please confirm with your school like over and over again?" And so yeah, I'm really waiting for that call on Monday.
They're like, "Where's your dad?" Oh, he's at some nerd fest wearing underwear covered in butter with this guy Paul.
Oh my gosh, the Tonys are on the line here.
Right.
Exactly.
She's all, he said he's proud of me and he sent this picture. All covered down.
Is he being arrested?
Oh no.
In his underwear?
That's on my toy shelf.
Oh no. No. Yeah, so I got to revisit that on Monday because, look, no, I am not a bad father. Did I stop and think about it? Yes, I did. But I'm like, oh gosh. So I think I may have to cancel celebration that day and go to graduation and then hurry and jam down for Star Wars nights. So,
well, I will be here.
Oh yeah, that's that night.
Yeah, lots to think about. Lots going on. Sorry, Kev. So yeah, Yoko's right. It might just be you here for the very first Steve episode.
Chat, you're gonna be here with me, right? We're still gonna rock.
He unplugged my light somehow. What the heck did you do?
Oh, your I love lamp.
Yeah. Shenanigans. Maybe we could do it on Monday, the Monday after. We really don't have to decide that right now. But okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even know what the calendar looks like right now. We'll figure it out. But yeah, chat. It's gonna happen. Captain. They finally figure out they can just hack away. You know, I think as the Rancor was hitting the front of the droid, and it kind of diverted the power to the front because the back of it turned a different color, which allowed Mando to get in behind, cut off some of the limbs. I had to screenshot this just for that. The missing tooth there. I wonder if that's like she actually has a missing tooth and they just used it for this scene.
I don't
Like
think
Andy
she has
Bernard.
one.
And this little guy, you know, he's like, I got this. Look at he's got the very smug walk, got his hand back. Guys, chill. I got this. I'm gonna save him again. I just graduated from. I just dropped out of Jedi. I did 1 year in Jedi Academy. All he does is he pulls one part out of the knee of the droid. And I thought it was really weak of Mando. He was like pinned there. He was all like, no. But you know, that's what the story calls for. And Grogu kind of saves his ass again. So you know they're a good team together. It's gonna happen. This is badass. This is what you talked about earlier when Boba was like, do it.
Yeah,
And
that was
he was
crazy,
asking for permission, I guess, to blow up this droid.
Well, I think it was a great shot too because it kind of showed not that he was in control, but maybe their bond that they have, able to ride it. The whole, you know, he imprints with the first person he sees, and I love that it showed. I also love that it showed that he got hit by him and he still came back fighting. So that was cool. The one right before it too, like Bad Wolf just said, we had Ed Helm scream when he brought it up to him and he was shooting and he shot him and then he just threw him. That was great.
Yeah, I think Ed Helms was on Hot Ones recently, and he was talking about this thing Hangover, and they're like, "Are we gonna paint over my tooth for the scene?" And he's like, "Actually, this is a fake tooth," and he had to go to his dentist, and they removed it for the movie. So that's what I was thinking of too.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yoko, everything good?
I think so. I got him off the shelf. I sent you a picture.
Oh, okay. Okay. Oh man!
So it was awesome.
Yeah. Giant space reptile-like creature versus big robots with guns. Who doesn't love? To me, that was what this fight was. Boba Fett was just someone they strapped on his back. He really, to me, didn't feel like he had any impact on it. I feel like at any point he could have started shooting at the same time while holding the reins with the other hand. Didn't really do that. So to me, it's just a big battle of giant creatures. And
Okay, wait, question.
Yoko, yes.
People keep talking about how he went and got like reloaded his missile while he also went to go get the Rancor. Like, is that a weird thing? Is that plausible?
Oh, his backpack missile?
Yeah.
What if he needed it again? So he shot it once the first time and that didn't help. And then basically he was back in the garage where he had to get the Rancor. So I'm sure he has a supply of them, loaded it up again, and then was out.
So it's plausible, right? Like, it makes,
right.
It could happen. It wasn't like a mistake. Because I saw people trying to say it was a mistake. Like he had it again.
But he went home.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're gonna hit the reload station and
Yeah, of course
grab
he's
more
going to
missiles.
reload. He's probably got more knee missiles,
right?
Knee rockets. He's probably got you load up.
I thought it made sense. I just wanted to get the stand's point of view.
I think so. If he had never have left, then there's like no arguing.
Yeah.
He stopped off for Juji fruit on the way over. I love this shot. Watching it in slow mo, like they were all cheering. Look at how happy he is.
Does that guy have cybernetic sideburns?
Oh my god, he does. What is the power that you do? Do you
think it's
like
a wrench.
Elvis?
It's just a place to hold his wrench.
A place to hold his.
Oh my god. Hey, Paul, if they had a cybernetic enhancement that would allow me to grow a beard as epic as yours, I would probably mod that.
Oh my god.
So those sideburns.
This is driving me nuts. Yeah.
I see you going like this, trying to, I guess, straighten it out all the time. Look,
Yeah, it's because it goes into my mouth otherwise. So I'm trying to get it to grow away from my mouth. It sucks when I eat because these are like food savers, flavor strainer, like whatever the term is. It's awful. Eating with this sucks because it's just like I hate biting into things because it just if I can eat things with small things with spoons or forks and I can put them in my mouth, I'm happiest. But even then, every once in a while, I get a piece of hair like stuck in my mouth and I'm chewing it, and it's like, oh, gross.
I have a
chewing.
solution.
What's that? Tie them up.
It's called like there's a thing called like hair mascara. Basically, it's like hairspray that they've filled into mascara bottles. So it's got the mascara wand, but it's supposed to be for like flyaways,
right?
To keep them down. But I bet you could use it in your mustache to keep it away.
They have things. The only problem is when it gets really stiff, it feels really unnatural too, right? Because then you can feel it, and it just feels like you're wearing stuff on your face. So it's just I'm trying to train my hair to grow out, like to just sort of shape in that way. So I'll just keep doing that even like every once in a while to just sort of. But it's also because it's bugging my mouth, and so when I do that, it's just to get it out of my mouth.
nice.
Just trying to help solve the problem.
Yeah, no, thanks. I've used like glue sticks, like
glue stick.
Yeah, because it's non-toxic. It dries clear, and it's cheap.
The purple
right?
glue?
Like mustache wax and all these other like pomades and stuff like. They're super expensive.
Things like that already exist.
Yeah, you have like beard oil, and it's like $20 for a little 3-ounce bottle.
Oh, this hair mascara is cheap. Let me tell you.
Oh, there you go. I'll look that up. Hair mascara
On Amazon, I think that's what they call it.
Okay. I will look it up.
It's basically hairspray in a mascara
products.
bottle.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is anyone good with Photoshop? I think this would make a perfect like Tatooine Collegiate Institute pamphlet to try and like getting people to come to this school.
Come to Tatooine U.
We hang with friends on the weekend.
Look how much fun they're having here.
Look
They
at how
got
diverse
sideburns.
we are.
Jesus.
Yes. Thank you, Yoko.
This is now turned into the front of the pamphlet. Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It looks like BK's giving like the big middle finger, like that stanchion behind his hand. Looks like just for a split second he's going, fuck it.
That's his mod. Ooh, that'd be a great mod.
Yeah.
Cheer on your local sports team. Enroll in pod racing courses. Over at Beggar's Canyon. All right. It's a Vespa brochure. This is a lifestyle ad of some sort. Hey, the big showdown here, it's all leading to this. Boba Fett rides the Rancor in to fight Cad Bane. This is the boss fight. All the previous waves you've survived, you've endured. This is it. Cad Bane shows up with his beautiful blue flamethrower gauntlets. Of course, he falls again.
A little fire.
I got this one just for you, Ernie. You have to get.
Boba Fett
thanks.
falling.
Make sure
He did
we
fall.
include.
You're absolutely right.
fall.
He fell off.
What's that scream? He was in pain.
Very majestic.
Again, Kevin, listen to
Think
his
you-
scream.
I thought he was getting burned.
Oh,
You think he's getting burned? I don't know. He's not on fire or nothing.
No, he
No.
wasn't on
That's
fire.
kind of that's a comedic like a buffoon, henchman getting knocked off. is
and I love when he hits the side of the sail bar. He's like, "Ah!"
Goof! And he does the roll of shame into the Sarlacc's stomach.
A roll of shame.
There's a lot of loud thumping on that.
Sorry.
It's your heart being broken.
I know. I can't. I don't see it the way you guys see it.
Is this the same blaster that Luke cut in half? You think he got a new one too? He's like, I'm going with the same model. Or was it longer and Luke cut it to like a stubby?
It's
Dang.
an EE33 or E33 blaster that he has, the longer one. There's two different variants of it. I know that. So one of the nerds out there, Captain Rex, you know this. Come on. Usually he's very good at sourcing. There you go. Yeah, EE3. And there's Mike. Oh, and by the
Ernie,
way,
you
Bad
felt-
Wolf Media, I do have beard balm and oil and all that stuff. It doesn't work as well as I'd like it to. So I use all that stuff. Look, my skin regimen, I'm so lazy. It's soap and water. I'm happy with that.
Not even moisturizer?
No, not even moisturizer. And so for me to put all this stuff in my beard and take an extra 10, 15 minutes to get this, it drives me crazy. So.
You gotta get on the moisturizer
Yeah.
wagon.
And I need moisturizer on my face? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
All the makeup ladies say I have beautiful skin.
For now.
I do.
For now. I'm thinking
now.
Another
long-term.
soap and water guy. Are we doing skincare segment
Sorry,
again?
I was just reading all these
Oh,
comments.
no.
It's like, you need beard
Yeah.
wax. It's like, yes, I have beard wax. I have beard oil. I have beard balm. I have beard brushes. I have beard combs. I have beard everything.
Do you have beard
I
butter?
just need my beard butter. Yes. Butter beard.
Butter yourself up for a nice shave.
Got all that stuff, baby.
This shot looks so good. It looks like concept art for this. The setting in the background. I think this whole thing is beautiful. It's what the whole series was coming down to. And Ernie, what did you think about like their conversation back and forth?
I really thought we were getting the deleted scene from Clone Wars when he said Boba.
And he would further dent his helmet.
No. That I really thought it was going to happen. I thought we were going to get the flashback of
Okay.
we've known each other for so long, and like he paused, and I really thought, okay, here it is. I really thought Daniel Logan was coming in. He was hinting a lot of stuff on Twitter. I thought we were going to see that deleted scene that everybody talks about from Clone Wars of where they had a showdown. Boba shoots him in the head. Cad Bane shoots, and that causes the dent in his helmet. That's why that's there. That's what was not shown. It wouldn't, and it never happened. But we had the concept of it that was up for like storyboards and everything. So when he said it, I thought we were cutting to that flashback because, like I said, he was hinting it, and maybe they did shoot it, and it ended up on the cutting room floor that we didn't need to show that because we had the dramatic pause and everything, but everything that went on was still more of, like I was saying earlier, I believe Cad Bane was just there for vengeance. And it's the whole real, you can't turn straight, man. This ain't going to work out for you type idea. You don't know what you're doing. Like when they start blasting each other and he says, you're your father, you're a cold-blooded killer.
Yeah.
Like that's a lot because Django was a mentor to Cad Bane. Cad Bane's 71 years old. And so that's how it was. And then he also
Wait, how do you know that? How do you know he's 71 years old?
Through the timeline
Just
and
math?
everything. It was
Just
was said.
doing math?
He was 70.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to
Because of
derail
what
your.
you mentioned. No.
Yoko
He is-
coming in
he's-
with the fact check.
I
He's
just want to
old.
know. He's old.
From all the time that everything has gone through, the space of when we've seen him appear through everything. So the timeline of that, especially
He is old.
when Boba was younger, and so with that timeline going off of that into now, and so when they were together in the Clone Wars and everything, and then he made him even mad at that when he wanted to mentor him, and Boba didn't again like the decisions that he made. I always think that this has been a big chip on his shoulder that, like I said, I don't think he was there for the Pikes. He was there for his own vengeance.
My friends, High School Creations and 796 Studios made me a 1/12 scale kind of Navarro outdoor street diorama with like it's modular, you can move parts around. And I think it's similar enough to this where like you can recreate this shot with some of that
Ooh.
diorama. I just got that in today. Shout outs to High School Creations and 796 Studios. And then if we get a Carson Tava Black Series, you can recreate some of those scenes too. So I'm gonna make a video for that because this box is huge. Those two guys are very talented and very kind of them. They heard me mention when they're like, oh, it'd be cool to have a Navarro diorama. They made it and sent it to me. So have to shout those guys out, and I hope I get to show it and share it with everyone here at some point in the near future. Bad Wolf Media says he was mentoring Boba during Clone Wars, so that was around 20-ish BBY. Another brilliant shot. Yoko, what do you think about this fight going down?
I have like two conflicting thoughts about Boba and Cad Bane here, because part of me thinks, I know we'll get into the debate of whether Cad Bane's really dead or not later, but this is where my feelings conflict because part of me thinks, well, maybe they're not giving us that flashback scene because they know we all want it, or we all are talking about it, or we would be, and maybe that's going to come later because Cad Bane's not dead. Or but at the same time, I also kind of think it's fun to not have everything over explained to us, and we can just kind of, connect the dots ourselves and feel that tension between them and know there's a history without having it shown explicitly. I think it's kind of cool too.
Yeah. So how we didn't see the flashback happen, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Because I was so happy without it. It's like you're saying, everybody was asking about it in the chat, and we all know of it. So it's like one of those unexplainable things. It would have been cool to see, but I'm not like, oh, they really should have shown it. Like I said, the only thing that I feel with Cad Bane is he should have said Fennec, mentioned something about Fennec, knowing her, battling her, and I wish he would have thrown a tease out there about Omega.
Yeah, but that's why I don't think this is the last of Cad Bane. I don't think this is the last of Cad Bane.
Yeah, because that huge fight with him and Fennec in Bad Batch, if he just looked at her and be like, how's that little clone or something like that, he still remembers from however many years ago. There's more to that story. It would have been really cool for that kind of callback. I feel like if they just added that deleted scene and put it here, it's just kind of fan service for the people who do know about it, and for the people who haven't watched Clone Wars. It's just like, oh, look at this random flashback that seems to very, very conveniently fit in right here. So Yoko, that's a cool point. Like, it's just leave it up to the viewer to piece it together.
And that flashback is really unnecessary here. It would disrupt the whole flow of this. And I agree with you, Yoko. It's like, we don't need to know every single reason why this guy's got a beef with that guy, or this or that, or, just it's enough. We've come to a point in fandom where we need to be shown everything. Show me everything, every single moment, because I want to know why. And some of the mystery is we lose it. You lose that mystique of like, oh, how do you get that dent? Oh, I heard it was during this battle. What's this battle? Like, for the longest time, like, how did Darth Vader become Darth Vader?
Oh, yeah.
Right? And it was like it was like shrouded in such mystery and speculation and all this stuff. And somebody, oh, no, Obi-Wan Kenobi knocked him into a pit of lava and he burned him and blah, blah. I remember that from when I was a kid. And my imagination was so vivid over how could this possibly happen? And then this whole thing about having to show every single one of these moments, while satisfying on one level in terms of scratching that itch, and it's great to see that. And as a fan, I love seeing that. On the other hand, we become really, really spoiled as fans, I think, and we demand to see every single one of these moments now. And if they're not exactly how we think they should have gone, we complain about it.
Yeah,
so
then it's
I
garbage.
kind of like, and I kind of like the whole, let's build up that mystique again. Let's have some things. You don't need to know exactly where this character came from or why they're like this. You just accept that they are like this. When the Emperor first appeared in the original trilogy, we didn't have no backstory on him. Nobody cared about the backstory on the Emperor, right? It's just all of a sudden with the prequels, we got that backstory, sort of, right? And everything else. And it's just like, I understand it's universe building and world building and character building and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just, let's create that mystique, that mysteriousness. And we don't need everything laid out in a visual sort of platter for all of us to sort of get, because then it's like, well, it's not fun. And if they'd done a flashback here of how they, well, here's how they met before, and this is why they're mad at each other. It's like, just, we know they're already mad at each other. Let's get the story forward. Let's go. And there's another time for this, perhaps. If you still want that flashback, we can find another moment, just not maybe in the climax of this particular storyline, you know? So
Hey, if you think about it, if he was in the back to tank and that was one of the flashback memories, right? And then a few episodes later, then Cad Bane shows up, then you've already set up that they have this history. Then you don't have to worry about kind of shoehorning it in the middle of this epic final showdown.
Is that how you'd want
If-
Cad Bane introduced in live action in a flashback?
I don't know.
No, the answer is
It's
no.
not like I sit here on the internet discussing this kind of stuff. Yoko, why would you ask something like that?
it doesn't matter. He's still alive anyway, so there's going to be plenty of time.
Is everyone of the belief that he's still alive? Even the chat too. I just love when he had him knocked down. He's like, "You're too much like your father. You have your father's blood in you," and that's kind of what he's been struggling with this whole series. That's kind of what his drive is like. He didn't want to die like Jango Fett. He wanted to live longer and be in control of what happens to him. But when it comes down to it, in the middle of this fight, to hear someone who knows him so well say that, it's like, and then to have his helmet forcefully taken off. Has your helmet ever been removed from for you? Oh my
Is
god!
that your
look at
armor?
this. Yeah, that's my armor. Yeah, I told you my armor voice is the Queen of England.
Wait, do that again. I'm sorry, I kind of phased out there for a second.
Oh, have you ever had your helmet removed for you?
Why do you sound like you're from Monty Python? Holy hand grenade of Antioch.
My British accent is based on from Arrested Development when Tobias is being the fake Mrs. Doubtfire, and he's really bad at it. And then he tries to do the Mary Poppins things where he jumps off the balcony, but he crashes into this coffee table, and he's still in character. He's like, "Oh, we shan't be telling your mother this, shan't we?" So that's like my favorite inspiration for that. So that's how all of my accents go. Oh, have you ever had your helmet? Anyway, enough of that. Nobody wants to hear this.
One
How
more
good
time.
does this look?
One more time.
No, I'm not some sort of jester for you to.
Come on, dance, monkey, dance.
Oh, have you ever removed your helmet? Yeah, this. Him kind of peering down on Boba Fett as he's on the ground. I love this. They did such a good job. It would be a shame if he's dead. To bring him on live action, make him look this good, and to have him gone in 2 episodes. No way. Like this is too good. Look how glossy and shiny and reflective those eyes are, man.
Oh,
That is
look, you
beautiful.
can see Boba. He's on. Go back to that. In the
Are you-
reflection, see Boba Fett holding his cell phone. Just kidding.
Holding a cell phone.
Starbucks cup.
Click.
Oh my God.
He's on his phone.
You had me looking. I was like, what?
I know.
What do we see? Yeah.
I was waiting for you to go, Boba. Are you crying? And then that's when we cut to little Boba.
Right.
But yeah, man, to completely just remove his helmet, like pure kind of dominating, standing over him, but being with the Tuskens and having his gaffy stick right there, you see it. He's able to. Oh my God! One more with the light coming down. This is gorgeous. I told you this would happen. That it's just random screenshots of Cad Bane looking really good.
You're just
We are
admiring
here.
his face.
Kevin, do you think?
Wait.
Do you think that's our son?
No, because they have 2.
Do you?
Paul, that's silly.
It might actually be our sky too. So blue.
This is a guy who doesn't use moisturizer, by the way.
I
Who, Cad
don't
Bane?
feel ashamed about
Yeah.
that for some reason. I'm sorry.
Cad Bane doesn't use moisturizer?
Yeah, no way.
Clearly not.
No, he's just old.
Worse,
He's
yeah.
71.
He's old.
He's old. This is an amazing pick. You know what? He has the blaster pointed at Boba. Boba just makes the move. Moves his armor just in the way so that it'll take the shot from the blaster at the same time, grabbing the gaffy stick, flipping it around, knocking Cad Bane off of his balance, flipping him back onto his butt. And here we go. The final, we saw him go crazy inside Tashi's station. and we finally get some of that again. It's been a few episodes since we saw something happen. So, Paul, man, what did you think of that fight? We've had some issues with some fight scenes in the series. Paul, what did you think of this one?
No, I liked it. I mean, that was the thing. Cad Bane he just got too overconfident, and he fell victim to his own hubris, which is like classic, right? Like that's like
Yeah.
you got him, just shoot him. You took his helmet off, just shoot him in the face. It's just, and he's like, you just leering in, and it's like, well, yeah, of course this is what's gonna happen, right? And yeah, the gaffy stick, like we all knew, like in the end, like it's the perfect weapon to sort of vanquish his last foe, right? That the stick that he made that has that connection to the tribe that started him on this journey is going to help him complete that transition, right, into like a true leader. And so I thought it was pretty cool. And yeah, like took him off his feet, in like even on his back with his guns. Cad Bane had both of his blasters knocked out of his hands, then had his flamethrower blocked. I mean, like he didn't just sort of give up. He was still like, I'm gonna kill you. So this it's totally justified him just killing him or attempting to kill him. Driving the gaffy stick through him is just like, yeah, it doesn't go against his whole philosophy of being kind or this or that. Like Cad Bane was going to kill him if he let him live. So that was the thing. This whole like, see, just like I knew you were a killer. This whole thing trying to bug him about being a killer. It's like, well, yeah, he kills with reason now. He's justified in his killings, and that's the biggest difference. But he's not dead. He's not dead. They make a whole point of going back to his body with that machine still going on.
Yeah.
And I know people are saying, I've been reading the arguments in the comment section. And I think they're great in the chats. It's great. You know, somebody made the point of like, if I'm dead on the street, my cell phone goes off, doesn't mean I'm still alive. It's like, no, but your cell phone isn't integrated into your body.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Look at him. He's got tubes hanging out, like sticking out of his cheeks and attached to a pack on his back. He's got some sort of breathing instrument. He is modded as those kids on those mopeds. Yeah. And the fact that they go back to him, if they want him dead, everything's not working. If you have a click, 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 there's a specific reason for that. And I think if they're going to go to another season or other episodes, they need a new bad guy. And what better guy? Because he's got so many links, if you think about it, to Fennec Shand, right? As well, to everybody else. And Omega. They can bring back Omega. If you want to tie everything back together, it's too big of a... he's too big of a character to kill off in this way and so quickly because they just introduced him too.
2 episodes.
Yeah. So I think, you know, and hey, look, if Fennec Shand can come back from a gut shot point blank with a blaster, and it took like how many days for Mando to find her, take her to the thing, get her fixed up, and she still survived. I think this like gaffy stick to the chest, child's play. His little healing system's kicking in right now.
I mean,
right?
he's fought Ahsoka when Ahsoka was Padawan too, right? So Ahsoka stuff going on.
There you go.
He's tied into characters for all the different eras.
Yeah. And you know, if Boba really wanted him dead, should have cut off his head.
This is true.
Or shot him in the face. It's like double tap. Make sure he's gone, right? So it's one of those things where I truly believe he's still alive. He's still alive.
I think we're supposed to know that. Like, I think that's why they show it to us. That's why I don't think it's going to be like a retcon death situation, because I think we're supposed to have, I don't know if hope is the right word, but know that he's not dead.
Yeah, but I agree. Someone in the chat said like, stop fake killing people.
Yeah,
because you know the post credits scene, somebody you thought was kind of dead was being like, you know, it's this trope that like it keeps coming back. It kind of makes the storytelling like, well, there's no real consequences to these fights.
Garth is dead. The Gamorrean guards are dead. People died.
You never saw them land. They could be alive. They could fly. They could have latent mutant powers that activated in times of distress. So you don't know.
Landed on a big fluffy pillow.
You're right.
A random cart of hay was being carted around on the street, and they landed in it.
All right.
Yeah. See. Oh, I can't believe there's still more to this episode. Yeah. The Rancor is just still on the loose. It's destroying the town that Boba Fett was like, there's going to be nothing left to protect. But, meanwhile, his pet is just tearing through the streets, destroying stuff. And the rest of his crew is like, let's just shoot him. And that doesn't work. But who comes to the rescue? First of all, he gives him the little shift knob that he recovered from the remains of the Razor Crest. That was awesome. It's like, I saved your toy, little guy. And
Yeah.
I guess
Can't
this is
bite
a
down
habit
on
of
Beskar.
of Beskar helmet saving Din's life in finales. When the Dark Troopers were smashing his head in
Right.
on the ship.
This goes back to the question as well of how old the Rancor is, because look
Yeah.
at those teeth. Like, that's some pretty harsh. Like, this. How old is this Rancor? I mean, how bad is the dental hygiene? Like, if you have a puppy, the teeth are clean. No, they're white because it's a young thing, right? And even if you feed it garbage and stuff, like, the teeth stay white. Like, this is years worth of filth and like plaque and
Of neglect,
build
of
up.
dental neglect.
look
Yeah.
at that. Yeah, look at it. That one, he's got a huge cavity on that one. Look at, you can see it right in the middle. That's a cavity.
This
down.
one's growing into the other one. He never
Correct.
had braces. He's
So
having flossed in there.
Yeah, he definitely didn't get braces.
That's all I see as a parent.
Makes Tad Bane's teeth look good.
There you go. He's 71 years old.
Those are dentures, though. That's why.
He's-
Those are dentures.
Those are
Those
dentures.
are not dentures, dude. That's
Can you imagine?
that's
If they
brushing
fall
3
out,
times a day.
You always work.
When
And
he
he had to
dies.
put him back in.
Your father is dangle fat.
He had to pop him. But was all
Hold on
what?
a second.
Yeah.
Bounty
Pop 'em back in.
Hunters Guild has good coverage. They have good dental and it's keeping his teeth clean. I love this the contrast between this the most adorable little thing, super small, and this giant ugly beast, and he's just screaming in Grogu's face, and he's just standing there. That's me as a parent, be like, go to bed, and he's like, my kid's like, no, I'm gonna stand there and sleep in the hallway. But he's using his force powers that he learned from his first year at Jedi U before he dropped out. Look at his face.
So cute.
You don't scare
That's
me.
awesome. That's awesome. And he ends up using his force powers to putting the creature to sleep. And you know what, little dude, he's tired again. I'm gonna sleep next to him. I mean, they're just laying it on really thick with the cuteness of. Oh wait, you can't see it in the screenshot with Grogu, but man, I'm all about it. This is awesome. Of course, back at the Pike headquarters or their lair. This is probably like a really badass scene, but it's kind of got overshadowed by robot monster fights. But man, Fennec goes pure ninja assassin here and takes out all of these dudes. Hangs the mayor from the skylight. You hear them crack his neck. It's so crazy, and she's running around. He's looking at the front door, waiting for her to come in. She's like, ninja! She's behind him the whole time and stabs him. Takes up the whole room. Hits the button on the door and leaves. Like, nobody would have known better. That was such an awesome scene. Because I was like, where did Fennec go? Where was she this whole time? And then they cut to this scene. I'm like, oh, right. They sent her off.
Taking out all
This
the
was
family
super cool.
heads.
Yeah. Yoko, as a Fennec super fan, how awesome was it to see this?
Yeah, she finally got to kill some people. But also, I was thinking like this is also a poor decision on these leaders' parts to be in this room, right? With one way in and one way out. It's like
I told you that room was
literally
stupid. Remember the first episode
Yeah.
they did this? I'm like, is this just a room just to look at that door?
It was literally
But-
fish in a barrel.
But she got in. She got in with not through the front door.
Yeah, where did she get in from?
I mean, I thought she got in through the skylight.
Yeah.
She dropped down. I mean, obviously there's because she grabbed the mayor and like hoisted him up there from above. So she got up.
Yeah. A Fennec Stan or a FedEx man?
But yeah,
Totally
all of them
badass.
hanging out together is a poor tactical choice.
Right.
So here's something that the wife told me that I now can't get out of my head, and she just said it. Hangs the Ferris Bueller may because she said, I can't unhear it. And I was like, what? And she's like, every time the mayor talks, it sounds like Ferris Bueller when he was sick, talking through the door comm. Right? Do you hear it now?
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
I feel that in my health, I may take a nasty spill down the stairs.
Oh my God.
Right? And I was
Yeah.
like, oh my God,
Yeah.
that is so good. I can't unhear it now. She's like, yeah, that's Ferris Bueller in there. And I was like, oh my
That's
God, you're
funny.
right. Isn't
I
that
have
great?
seen Ferris Bueller. I just don't remember it that well.
When the pre-recorded, when he goes to press the door chime, and he has that pre-recorded, hello, I'm sorry, I can't come down. That's exactly what the mayor sounds like the whole time. So yeah, that mayor is Ferris Bueller, and now I will forever hear that.
No, Marcus E says, "Damn you, Ernie, I can't unhear it."
See,
It's
I
actually
told
Evil
you.
Diva, so
Yeah, that was the one.
redirect that energy.
Yeah, I can't unhear it now either.
Oh, we have a new Gonk droid, kind of like the one that. Oh no! Oh shoot! Fabio messaged me earlier. I forgot to get back at him.
Oh, there he is,
about
right
this.
there.
He's right
Uh-huh.
here. Oh shoot!
I saw
was
him
so
this
busy
time.
today. And I guess he just hangs out down at the spaceport.
Oh well, that's a case full of Mezcos. He's trying to buy off that guy right there. So he's making a Mezco deal.
Oh my gosh, he is. Oh, I feel so bad. I don't know. All right, let's wrap this up real quick. Well, not real quick. We'll finish the story again. These guys just
No,
they
we're
take
just ending
commercial-
right here.
No, just for Fabio. Fabio's everywhere. He said he posted in his IG story he was doing his best to be like an NPC in a video game. He's just like moving his arms around, trying to look natural. But you know the fight's over now, and now they're walking through the streets, and everyone is bowing to Boba Fett. You know, he's earned their respect. They're cleaning up the mess that his Rancor left.
You know what? All I see is that scene from The Simpsons where Homer thinks he's the Don.
Don Homer.
Don Homer. He's like, bene, molto bene. And they give him donuts and stuff. Because
He's Don
union boss.
Ciccio.
That's what it is.
He's Don Ciccio. He's got the he's only missing like a all white suit or a tux with the long coat and a fedora. Yeah, I got that vibe too. They're giving him fresh donuts. It's awesome. This is Godfather, but man, this scene, it was like here's an end of, if this was they were the Power Rangers, if we're calling the mods Power Rangers, like this was the end of a after school episode. Hey everyone! Oh, the Wookiee gets a fruit, a Melu run, and not me. Ah, ha 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 ha! And wait, why did I do the Biggie laugh? But you know, the bikes are there again, and it just pans out. It's just a weird ending.
It was just missing a high five.
Yeah, just jump up with their feet in the air and
the back and forth.
Yeah, but they got a new little buddy with them too. That Dobby droid.
There you go.
Yeah,
why is he there?
Did you notice he shows up too?
Yeah.
So I'm like, was he that evil one that we saw in Clone Wars, just taken out over there?
Same
Okay.
droid type, but
Not the same droid.
no.
No.
Favreau told me so.
Dang it.
There you go. Prosthetic sideburns. A funny thing happened when he threw the Meiluron to Black Chrysanthemum. We heard, somebody in my family heard metal. It's like, oh look, this time only the Wookiee gets a medal and everybody else doesn't.
I thought he said melon, and I was
Right.
kind of mad because I was like, that is not a melon. That has a
Right.
name. Yeah.
But,
nerd.
Uh,
It's technically a fruit, not. It's technically a vegetable. I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, Meluron, not melon.
Let's call that guy Mattingly because of the sideburns. I get that reference.
Wow.
Oh,
I do too.
Simpsons. Mattingly, get rid of those sideburns.
Look, I don't know what I think sideburns are.
Oh, Yoko, you know, with Super 7 doing so many Simpsons stuff, I think you gotta go watch more clips, man. It's just a lot of stuff. But yeah, it's a very strange choice for that scene. But I guess they're like, well, you know what? We're just gonna throw a Grogu Mando scene at the end. They're flying away in the Naboo starfighter, and of course Grogu's in the astromech compartment. It doesn't seem very safe but again, they flew him with just R2 in another ship, so safety is not the greatest concern.
Well, she designed this for Grogu though. Pelimoto did.
Yeah, I guess she kind of
Yeah.
knew
There's like a baby
it was
suit
going
in
to
there.
happen.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy, just a little light-hearted scene, feel good scene at the end. Being real, like a kid knocking on the door. No, it's like me trying to every parent knows this. Sitting on the toilet, kids are knocking on the door, fingers coming under the door, trying to get your attention, just knocking. It's like, hello, hello,
Did
hello.
you know
Fine,
what
I'll
he
do it.
wanted?
No,
No.
Yeah. Okay. I
No.
was like, what is he wanting?
I did not at all.
That's so
and he has a
cute.
little squeal. It was awesome, fun little scene. Doesn't really give you anything of what's going to happen with Mando, other than they're back together, and we're happy to see that. And of course, the post-credits scene. No one really dies, even if you get shot on screen. So this is very possible. Cad Bane is still alive. This Bacta tank is too small to fit both Boba Fett and Chrysanthemum in there, so they've elected to put Cobb Vanth inside.
They're not. They're not good.
So shout outs to, I was like, oh, Robo Cobb, that's an awesome name, but Yoko said somebody on Midnight 30 also mentioned that. So
what? But just being shot in the shoulder, what do you think he's going to do to him?
I don't care. Is he
I
going to
found
get his
that
own
crazy.
show?
It's his shooting arm. That's his shooting arm, right? Like on the right side. So if the blaster has damaged, say the bolt goes through, it's not enough to kill him, but it's enough to maim him, and so he loses that whole arm.
Oh,
right? Then that's
okay.
why Dr. Thundercat, the Dr.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
No,
mod,
that's it. That's his name
the
now.
Borg, Locutus, the Borg, So that's why. So that I think they're going to replace probably his whole arm, right?
Maybe he gets the Miggs Mayfeld shoulder gun that comes out. That'll be cool.
Having that attached to your body 100% of the time.
Yeah. Do you think he's? I mean, if they're gonna do a scene like this, he's gonna be a major.
Yeah,
Uh,
I think so. Yeah, absolutely.
I think we saw it. I think when he said, "Are we really cut out to do this?" and Fennec said, "Aren't we?" Then who is? And I think if it's going to be Robo Vanth, and I think he's gonna have the mod of where
Robo-Cobb. Why would you say Robo Vanth? That's
Sorry, RoboCobb. Sorry, I totally lost it. Because I was trying to think of what type of. Yes, I was trying to think of what type of mod he would get, and I think he's going to get where you squeeze the legs, and then his trigger hand comes up real quick. I think that's the definite mod that he should get for reals. Just if he squeezes his legs together and then his arm goes like classic. I think
ridiculous.
that's the mod he's going to get.
And that concludes this season of that show. But I want to hear Paul, Yoko, and Ernie, what you thought of the series. Now you've seen it in its entirety. Chat while we go through that. Let me know what what are some of your thoughts on the series as a whole, expectations, general. Yoko, you want to start off, or you want a little?
I could start.
You took notes, so.
Well, I didn't really take notes on my feelings. Man, I knew how I was going to start. Now you threw me off. I don't know that I necessarily had high expectations going into this show because of how I feel about Boba Fett. Felt past tense about Boba Fett, and I just wanted to see Fennec Shand be cool, and we got that. Was not expecting so much story with Mando and Grogu, of course, and seeing Luke and Ahsoka and R2, and so I'm going to say it still exceeded my expectations. Was it a perfect show? No, some of the inconsistencies and weird things hurt it a little bit, but I mean overall I really enjoyed it, and I'm glad that we have it in our lives.
Sweet, thank you. Yeah, I think I can get behind a lot of that. Paul, yourself?
Yeah, I want to sit down and rewatch the whole thing now, because spread over 7 weeks, lots of stuff happening in my own life in between then and the rewatches and all this stuff. It would be nice to just sort of see it as like a 7-hour movie instead of a series type thing.
Right.
I think it's in terms of the expectations. I expected to see some awesome Star Wars, and I got awesome Star Wars. the name the Book of Boba Fett, I think, took people to a certain spot and raise a set of expectations where it would just be Boba Fett killing people nonstop for every episode. And I think that's unrealistic. And it's quite frankly, that'd be kind of cool for an episode, but really boring after that. So I'm kind of glad the direction they took. I kind of wish they'd expanded a little bit more on other storylines like the Tuskens and whatnot. But I wasn't writing the stories, and I enjoyed what I saw. I think there were moments where I was like, "Huh, okay." I was interested to see the directions that they were going, the chances that they took. I enjoyed bringing Mando in again. This is all part of a greater universe. They have a plan, and it's all the cross sectionality and the overlapping and how these characters are connected to each other, not only in the live action stuff, but previously either through Clone Wars or Rebels or Bad Batch or and whatnot. It's all there, right? And so getting it all to fit together, I think you're going to have a lot of crossover. So I enjoyed the episodes when the Mandalorian came through. I'm curious to see how how this all ties into season 3 of Mando. Like, is Boba Fett going to show up in, is he going to have his own standalone episodes in Mandalorian? Right? Like, wouldn't that be a hoot? Kind of a crossover that way. But and I'm curious to see how it ties in again with Ahsoka and all these other shows that they have planned. So I enjoyed it. And was it perfect? No, of course not. But I did enjoy it. It kept me wanting to come back. I wanted to see what was going to happen. Right. And I think for a series, that's where it wins for me, because if I go, no, I don't care anymore. Because I've done that to shows where it's like, I can't invest in this anymore. And I know, it's Star Wars, and I have a weakness for Star Wars because I love Star Wars.
And you're in Star Wars.
I'm sorry?
And you're in Star Wars.
I forgot to mention Carson Teva in the.
Yeah, I am biased. I am biased because I'm part of this journey. But I mean, it's like if you're a Star Wars fan, it's a golden age, right? Like, oh my God, like the content that's coming out. And for me, like being in it, it's like, this is crazy. So yeah, I'm enjoying every second of it, because we're not always going to have it this good. Right. Mm-hmm. And I understand. I love how fans have a high standard, and I love how we're like trying to get our heads around things, and like, oh, we can have these debates and conversations about missed opportunities, or wouldn't it be cool if this happened or that happened? And I think that's awesome. But I think what's even more awesome is that this show inspired that conversation to happen in the first place. So yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect series. I still very much enjoyed it. I would challenge anybody to point out a perfect series. I think there are series that come out very close. Some hit the mark better than others, but for this one, at Scratch That Itch, I enjoyed it. I'd watch season 2 for sure. And I'm not saying that because I might appear in season 2 of Book of Boba Fett if there is one.
Oh, confirmed.
I'm just saying this as a fan. Confirmed. Like I enjoyed it. So
Yoko, stop.
You heard it here first. Confirmed.
You're gonna get me fired, Yoko.
Exclusives every week on the channel. No, we chatted offline. Ernie, I'm gonna get to you in a second before. So but before we forget this part, we chatted offline after last week's episode, and I was like, and we were talking after this, it's gonna be Ahsoka, and then there's gonna be Mando, and then there's gonna be Bad Batch. Consecutively, and we're not talking about like, hey, we're gonna get a movie and then 3 years later we're gonna get the next movie. We're getting consistent content that we're enjoying for a franchise that we love. And I proposed it to the three of you. I'm like, has there been a better time to be a Star Wars fan where you're getting this much stuff consecutively? And I mean, Paul, Ernie, you've been in this longer than me, as a Star Wars fan. Would you say that? Like, is there a time where you can get more content like this? This is like the High Republic.
Yeah, we used to just have books and old comics and everything, what we call the expanded universe. Then all of a sudden we got the prequels, and that was like, wow, we're really going back to that. And then all that mystery that we thought that Paul was talking about earlier, it was on screen now, and now we were getting backstories and getting to see a new thing that it was. And then that went away. And then all of a sudden, then we had sequel trilogies of telling the end of the story. And that was crazy. Like all the stuff we never thought. And then, hey, why not we give the original New Hope Star Wars episode a prequel in itself and throw in Rogue One there, which is amazing and totally makes Star Wars look different from if you watch Rogue One all the way to the end, and the way that Darth Vader now enters that is just amazing. And then you get Solo in there too to show that you can tell everybody's story. And now Disney Plus has all of these shows. For me, it's a great time to be a Star Wars fan. It's unbelievable.
You can go back.
To
all
know
of that is available.
Correct, from being a kid. And now I share it with my kids. And the fandom has grown so much that I was able to come on with 4 people and talk about Star Wars every week. That we really didn't know each other. And now we know each other greatly for being here for 7 weeks straight. And I appreciate that opportunity. And what an awesome opportunity. I sat there one morning and thinking after that episode that Paul was in, I'm sitting here talking Star Wars with a guy who's in Star Wars. You could have never told me that as a kid. And that's true, Paul. I was just amazed with that. I mean, you're a great guy. I can't believe that I get to do this every week. And we talk Star Wars with you. And you're in it. And we get to hear your side of it. You could have never told me that as a kid. Like, that was amazing. So, Kevin, for that opportunity, I greatly thank you. And that's grown, too, because here we just used to message each other all the time about Star Wars and fight about different
Boba
things. Okay. That's why I was going to say fight, but didn't want to bring that into the conversation, but okay. But yeah, for reals. And then I've just always been scared of Yoko, and I was right to. Like, she is, so that still holds true. Like, I'm still working on the handshake. I've started little exercises and everything. So that's very cool. But this has opened up such a new outing, I believe, for everything. You know, I've been doing the podcast thing and the show for a long time. And here we had 4 different groups brought together. And it's like our little fandom has grown. And I love how everybody's jumped in each other's shows and everything. That's amazing to come out of this. So as a whole, to be a Star Wars fan and what we've done here and what they've done on Disney Plus is amazing to me. I can't wait for everything that rolls out. And I feel that Boba Fett was a solid A. Nothing is perfect, but it's still Star Wars. I'm going to love it. I'm going to have my own gripes, but that doesn't mean that somebody else could have hated it, but still loved it at the same time too, because it is Star Wars. That's just something that you have. And everybody's going to see a problem with something. But I do feel like this is going to go down as the one that tied it all together. And it has a meaning. And so I was able to on Sunday to watch 1 through 6. And that was amazing. It does play well together as you watch it all at once, instead of how we had to break it down weekly and we still have our thoughts. So as a huge story, it's great. I do like it. But I think it's more important as the show that brought us the prequels, the original, the sequel, comics, cartoons, video games, new lore. And that, what show was that? That was the Book of Boba Fett. And I think this is the story that's going to be able to expand it all. And when you look at it, that's why I feel like this is going to be the one that goes down in history, even though it was Boba Fett and people make fun of that all the time. Or, you know, why
you completely lucked out that Boba Fett was in the title for the show, man.
I did, or I wouldn't be here at all. We'd still be arguing. So I did luck out. But, you know, thanks for the opportunity. I think they did a great job. It was great. Paul, Yoko, it's been amazing talking with you guys every week and being here, having our little chats and everything. And I appreciate you guys and thank you for that. And how all your guys' crew accepted me and started Save Ernie and like that. And if you want to keep doing this in Star Wars, dude, you just tell me to show up. I'll always be here.
Hell yeah, dude. You're definitely invited back. You were all invited back. I don't want to forget about the very generous super chat from Tommy. Oh wait, let's do
Thank you. Far too kind.
Tommy, you've been here, and I love that you've, like Ernie said, hopped over. You know, we've crossed streams. All the Bitter Brigade and Butter Nation, Midnight 30, Tormigos, just a lot of familiar names that I see here. It's super awesome. So Tommy, thank you so much for the support. Said this episode had so many great scenes, but I felt like the whole was less than the sum of its parts. Still great though. Thanks for the recap shows. Thank you for being here. There will be more shows, and I kind of agree with that, and it kind of describes the series for me as a whole. You know, we went through week by week. If we look at it in like that macro lens, just that small part. Yeah, there are some parts that didn't work, but like Ernie said, once you said it kind of clicked to me. You're right. We got to see twin Huts, right? We got Chrysanthemum in live action, Cad Bane in live action. We had Ahsoka meet Luke
Yeah.
and an improved on CGI Luke. Like that's again eras tying together, and it happened on this show. And
Everything.
for once, Boba Fett got lucky, and got his name in the title.
So not only that, with the sequel trilogies, we got to see the first of the Jedi School, which is
Yeah.
on Luke's growth. I mean, this was all the story of growth for everybody. We're seeing how hard he's pushing to keep that Jedi rule there and everything. And then everybody who you included, and no, not just because Paul's here, but Carson Teva, like there is something going on out there.
There is definitely something happening.
Correct, that he's looking for. And that
X-Files.
I think that's still going to tie into having to do with, I mean, we saw the cloners for a reason. We saw the little Snokes for a reason that was going on. And I think that's what Carson Teva is trying to get across. Of course, he's the more seasoned one, part of that crew, and is trying to tell everybody like something is going on. Like we may have won, but we really didn't, because why is this still all going on? Like one of those, I could feel it in my bones type thing. So showing him show up in this episode, I think was another one, like I'm saying, is tying everything together, because it's going to lead to what I feel the sequel trilogies, and it's for a reason. They're a part of Star Wars, no matter how much a Star Wars fan tries to complain about it. That was Star Wars. I loved it. It was great.
Yeah.
Like Yoko says, that without that first one, she wouldn't be here. Because of that, I wouldn't be here without Boba Fett. So I mean, it all happens for a reason. They know what they're doing. So that's why.
I was thinking, you said if someone as a kid told you you'd be on a recap show with a real Star Wars actor, you wouldn't have believed it. And I was just thinking, if you told me as a kid I'd be on a show talking about Boba Fett, I would have been like, who?
Damn, Yoko, I had to slip one more in there before the end.
She did.
I like it.
Can somebody
right to
get
be
this out of
afraid.
my back?
Yeah.
Paul,
You're
if you could
That's it.
tell
That's
younger
all
you,
Yoko had to
That's
say.
all,
yeah,
that's all I had to add.
That's
I'm
it.
done.
And
The
it was
one
enough.
final swing at Ernie.
I think we're all very fortunate to get this kind of content, to be in a position to able to talk about this. I mean, if any of us told our younger selves, one day you're going to be on the internet in a room full of toys talking about Star Wars, I don't think any of us would have believed ourselves. It's like, who are you, stranger from the future? And Boba Fett, really? Like, no, I don't think so, because I just watched that movie. So
All right, cool. I'm just waiting for Paul's now. Go ahead. Just throw it in there now.
What more can I say? We all heard that. We all heard that comical scream of pain as he went rocketing across. I think that segment where he rockets across was actually more screen time that he had. That scream was longer than the screen time he had in episode 5 of his own show.
Yes.
No, it is. I mean, again, this is a golden age for fans, I think, and I've always said this, but I'm just so humbled and grateful for these experiences and the chance that I get to. I love that I've met Kevin and Yoko and Ernie and everybody who's in the chats right there, members of the Bitter Brigade, Butter Nation, Midnight 30 crowd. Ernie's sorry, the Toy Migos and the Sarlacc Digest, and it's lovely seeing all the same faces, and I love this is community building for me, and what better way to do it than with a bunch of like-minded nerds and geeks? And I love the balance that our little group has, the sass and the humor, and it's a great group of friends. And I look forward to that's why I get excited Tuesdays at midnight for the Midnight 30. Like I got a chance to experience that finally, and it was just like, oh my god, that was so much fun. I was super bummed that I missed it. It's just I love this. We get to just sort of talk about nerdy things. Good lord, what a life. What a life. We have time to do this. And people
That's
want to
what-
listen to us talk about it and interact with it
That's
too.
what I said
li-
last week, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, we're
Yeah.
sitting here. It would be the same if the four of us were hanging out, but we
Yeah.
probably wouldn't sit to talk for 3 hours about an episode. But we can, and we're just chilling, and we're just being ourselves. We get to talk about what we enjoyed, what we didn't, and I'm very fortunate that there's an avenue for me to share it with everyone who's watching. So, that's super cool. I
Smooth
just saw
like
this one.
butter.
Super chat from Kenny C3. Thank you. He says, the nerds have inherited the earth. Paul has a variation of that. The geek.
The geek shall inherit the earth. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Kenny C3. You know, Kenny C3 is another bitter brigade, right?
It is. New Jersey
So-
Ghostbuster extraordinaire.
Shout outs to New Jersey. Yeah, you know, New Jersey. So yeah, you know, another bitter brigade member
What-
here. You know, it's crossing streams. It's great to see it.
Are you laughing at Kevin's
I'm
smoothness?
laughing at shout out to New Jersey.
What's wrong with New Jersey?
Why don't you shout out everybody else's locations then, huh? That's up there with
I don't
shout
know
out
where
to-
everyone
shout out to
everyone
Stream
lives.
Elements.
Bad Wolf is New
I don't know the
York?
Twitches.
No, Bad Wolf is in Michigan.
Michigan. Marcus is in I don't know, Boston. Shout outs to Australia. Shout outs to California and Cali. Captain Crispy. I don't know where you're from, but I'm sure
Yeah, he's
it's
Toronto.
awesome.
He's Toronto
Oh,
based.
nice.
Maybe.
You know, we keep going. Shout outs to Courtney who lives out east here in Ontario, like half an hour. That's not even
Shout
out
out
east.
to Australia.
Yeah, I did already.
Oh, you did. I missed it.
Did
was
you?
still
Oh, I
laughing.
missed
must
it
have
too.
Still been laughing. Sorry.
What up, Chamba?
What up, Chamba? We talk a lot of BS, but the fact is we are getting some amazing Star Wars content. It may not be perfect for or to everyone's liking, but what a time to be a fan. There you go. To have shows back to back like this consistently, it's not gonna all be perfect. And that's okay. That's okay. All right. Was there any other comments that you feel like stood out? I appreciate everyone who giving us their thoughts and on the episode. Boba Rehab. What's up, Average Nerd Podcast? Welcome. How are you doing?
I'm gonna try and find the right boba by our next show.
Someone
yeah.
did say this episode seemed
Awesome.
like it felt like it wrapped really quick. Because remember last episode, I'm like, there's no way they're gonna go to war and finish it in one, and they did. It wasn't much of a. It was a quick battle, quick war. You know, it started and ended on the same day.
Hmm.
Bad Wolf is actually in Illinois. Shout outs to Illinois because that makes Yoko laugh.
Not as much as New Jersey, though, for some reason.
All right. Thank you, everyone who's still sticking around. I have not forgotten there is a giveaway. How we're gonna do this is
A quiz. It's a 10-question quiz.
pop quiz, hot shot.
You guys are then going to pass your papers to the person behind you, and they're going to correct it. So please stay on your honor, and then we'll see who wins this.
in the name of honor with a U. Thank you to all the people who support the channel members. I'd like to do a little giveaway at the end of a show, a season like this, and I think it was fitting to do a Boba Fett giveaway. I think this one looks good on this card back. I might have dropped it once or twice, but it's still presentable.
I see a little dent in the
I
corner.
see
It
it.
wouldn't go on my wall, but
Fine.
it's
Fine.
still good to send out.
Oh,
Fine.
It's still good.
Fine.
5-second rule.
Bitter
You can
Nation,
still
take
eat
a
it.
drink. Take a drink, Bitter
Yeah, take a
Brigade.
drink.
Fine.
I mean,
Too bad little Boba can't sign it first.
I know.
with the little Kenner logo here. I hope somebody will enjoy this, the winner. So what's going to happen is I'm going to ask a question. I'm going to type go in the chat, and your answer, the first correct answer in the chat that I see after my go comment, will be the winner. And then you can message me. I'm on Instagram at touring around, and I'll get this prize out to you. And again, this is made possible by people who support the channel, your super chats, your channel memberships. I want to find a way to give back to to the people. Who are we laughing at now? He fell in the Sarlacc pit?
All the answers already. Everybody. He fell.
Oh.
He fell in. He's fetting.
See,
Tommy.
no matter
Tommy.
how witty,
Tommy with Fett chonies. The answer is Fett chonies.
the dent in the package matches his helmet.
Nice.
Yeah, you know what? I should have played it as that. In true Boba Fett fashion, let me have him fall first before I give it away. Average Nerd says, did we coordinate shirts? Hell yeah, we did.
No,
We just couldn't see it.
total coincidence. Complete coincidence. Well, it's just a hive mind situation.
It's very colorful, but they're still not as cool as Cream Boba.
It's just
Cream Boba sounds awful.
yeah.
It's
Almost as awful as cinnamon bubble tea.
I know.
right
Go
now.
back to your churro tea. Man. Like,
Look, it was
Almost
delicious.
As disgusting as
I
cinnamon
drank
bubble
it
tea.
all, and it sucks because I'm gonna have to order that again. I'm like, can you give me the churro joke that you gave me last time, please? It was really delicious.
Wouldn't that be the ultimate slap in the face for her? She thought she had you, and you're like, he
Yeah.
liked it? And you're like, I'm back for more.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, that was delicious, actually. Put me right on Main Street. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm going to ask the question. I'm going to hit go in the chat, and the first person with the correct answer after my comment will be the winner. So, all right, let me hover over this chat
who
button.
is the handsome clone?
If you see me at Disney
Oh
tomorrow,
no, that's not it. Sorry.
I will be wearing the same shirt. So you can see how much better it is than that one.
Debatable.
Hmm.
Debatable.
Available. Thank you. All right. So, if you're still here, I thank you, and I hope you were in here earlier, because the question stems from something earlier in this episode. Paul mentioned it. What is the name of this station that Carson Teva is stationed near on Tatooine? It's Paul mentioned it earlier, and I'm gonna hit go now. The name of the station.
Dang, that's good. I don't even know the answer. I don't.
Gary.
Check the private chat.
Oh, that's my bad.
Hey, you know what? I
should
forgot we can have
begin with.
music the whole time.
Did Gary get it? Oh, we have outro music.
I see Gary.
Looks
Mr.
like
Ortega
Gary.
said butter. Close. That's usually the answer for stuff on this channel, but unfortunately for this question, that is not the correct answer. I have Gary. Adelphi with the correct spelling. So Gary.
And a capital A.
Capital A because it is a proper place. Thank you for punctuation and grammar. Congratulations, Gary. We're paying attention. Okay, this music's distracting now. This is stupid.
I don't know what that is. Well, okay. Speaking of the music, though, did you like the end credits?
Oh yeah, we
music?
didn't talk about the music.
Oh yeah. What? Was that weird?
It seemed a little. It seemed comical
Yeah.
because it came out of nowhere and it was at the end. And then at first, I was like, "Okay, is it really that late that I'm hearing this?" You know?
Yeah. I'm like,
at,
was it
at 1
it
in the
like this
morning?
the whole time, and I just realized it?
Yes. Did I
That's
never?
what
I was
messed
kind of
with me.
wondering. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't, but man,
Like, why did they do that?
All
I
right.
didn't dislike it, but it felt. I was
Why
like,
wasn't it
why did they do this? It was a decision. A decision.
I
made.
thought the theme song was already good.
Yeah.
I really liked hearing it. Every time those guys would make that noise, I'd do it along with the TV. I'd be like, "Wow!" or whatever sound they make. But then all of a sudden they changed it up on me. And
What? Boba, boba, Fett, boba, 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 Fett, boba. I thought it was like
Ernie at the bubble tea shop next week.
As
So
I'm
I thought-
waiting.
I thought I was hearing things too. I was like, are they singing Boba? And it's immediately my mind went to I think it's on Deadpool. It's like, holy shit, here he comes. It's like this huge opera, like choir singing it, and you don't really place it because it sounds like the regular sort of operatic sort of music that plays during, and then you realize they're saying, holy shit, here he comes, and they're singing like profanity, and then you're like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And it just, that makes me laugh. I don't know, that like automatically that gives me the giggles. Right?
It does.
So,
Can you imagine if it was like Darth Vader, Darth Vader, Darth Vader, Darth Vader? Like that's not scary.
Darth Vader.
It's something out of Family Guy.
Vader,
It's something out of Family Guy that would happen.
Yes.
Yeah, it just
Yeah, on one of the Star Wars episodes. Yeah.
Luke Skywalker.
See,
It's Luke the Skywalker.
oh my god.
Yeah. Now I just want to. I want this album.
I do.
Oh,
I want a whole
album.
CD from Paul
Yeah.
doing them
Right.
all.
A CD.
Yeah.
How would you do? How would you do?
I'm old.
Like
I won't
Darth
download
Maul. Is it Duel of the Fates?
Darth
It's like
Maul.
Well, they're
Qui-Gon
already-
Jinn.
Darth Maul fighting
Obi-Wan.
Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan.
Darth
They are
Maul.
swinging lightsabers on Naboo. Nan.
Yeah. That's, you can only say
Yo,
their
I do
names.
want-
You can't do anything else. You have to say just their names.
Oh, you
my
can't. You
God.
can't narrate.
No, it's
No.
just got to be
Darth
their name.
Maul,
'Cause it-
Obi-Wan.
Yeah, that's right. Qui-Gon.
Yeah, no loopholes this time, Kevin.
Obi-Wan.
And then the really high, fast violence.
Darth Maul, Darth Maul, Darth Maul, Darth Maul, Darth Maul, Darth Maul.
That's it.
So this is gonna be our side project between now and May 25th.
Oh my
God, that was
god!
great.
Who else has a good theme?
There's
Oh, wait,
Han and
there's
Leia.
Oh, I don't. Leia's theme. I
Yeah.
was thinking the other one.
Leia's theme?
I think it's called "Here They Come," but it's like the dun 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 dun.
Oh, okay.
So Han Solo, Han Solo, Han Solo, Han Solo, Han Solo. Chewbacca the Wookiee, Chewbacca the Wookiee.
Oh my god, this is great. We're marketing this now. Nobody else better come out with this because this is ours.
R2D2
Trademark.
R2D2 3PO R2D2 This is Jizz music. Jizz music.
Yo, we need to clip this right now. Whoever,
Oh, my
however you
God.
clip things on Twitch, this is perfect. Oh,
That
who
was
else?
great.
Ray has a pretty good theme. I don't know how it goes off top. Like when I hear it, I'll know it's Ray's theme. Do you recognize it, Yoko?
I can't think of anything right now.
Except all the ones that we've already sang.
Yes.
Yeah, it really sucks. I'm gonna, because like I rewatch the shows, like I'll just be cleaning the house and throw them
Yeah.
on. I can't unhear it
Jeez.
now,
Yeah,
and I can't believe how quick you nailed that, Paul. Oh my
yeah,
god!
I know. I'm actually very impressed.
Just the OT stuff.
Yeah, I'm gonna be doing the dishes one day, and I'm just gonna be standing there, be like, Darth Vader, Darth. It's just that earworm that's stuck in your head. Darth Vader, Darth Vader.
It's like now it's all we're gonna hear every time we
Yeah.
listen to this.
Well, Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan. That's all I hear now too.
Darth Maul, lightsabers.
I like that. I like that a lot.
What's the Mando theme, Paul? How would that go?
Oh, how does it go?
No, it's like Dinjarin, 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 Dinjarin. He's the Mando.
Doesn't take. Oh, you can't. You got to just say his name.
You gotta say the
Can't
name.
do- yeah.
That's it.
Doesn't take his helmet off. Dinjarin, Dinjarin, Dinjar. Doesn't take his helmet off because he's a Mandalore. Ian, he doesn't take his hat off.
No, with that high part at the end, it goes. You have to go. This is the way.
Grogu, 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 Grogu,
Everything is now.
Okay, here's what we need to do. We need to record this and then someone's got to recut it into
God, no.
actual scenes. So if there's like a trench run fight or something, Death Star trench run, and it's just Paul in the background. It's like Han Solo and Chewie.
That was great. Oh my god. And we sit here and said this started with, why did they do that? And here we are.
It went from that's weird.
Yeah.
And then now it's like, this is fucking awesome, and I want more. How?
How is it not in here?
Is that not wild?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Duel of the Fates is one of my favorites. Like,
You gotta record that one, please.
I don't want to ruin it for myself, but I think it's the damage is already done. Holy crap.
That was great.
You guys are the best.
Can't unhear it ever again.
Ruined for everybody here
Yeah,
today.
I love it.
I apologize in advance.
We ruined Star Wars? I don't think so.
We actually ruined Star Wars.
No, we saved that theme song. We saved that remix, okay? Everyone who's pissed off about, they're like, why did they add Boba Fett? That sounds silly. No, this is fun. We're having fun with this, okay? We just flip that thing topsy-turvy on everyone.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that wasn't crazy at the end. That was a masterpiece.
Yeah, that was planned. It was John's idea. John Favreau, ever heard of him? Ernie?
Yeah.
Oh man, this is just pure silliness, and that's what I love about this. And everyone who's still here, 70 some odd people stuck through.
Yeah, who's the worst? Who's the worst now?
Shout outs to Mirage Leonardo 84. Mirage Comics Leonardo 84. Oh my gosh, Ninja Turtle fan, same year as me. For following on Twitch. I feel like we should be friends. Yeah, Jason, man, this has been the best. I've mentioned it. All of our different worlds and crime families coming together. People who do very different things here in the chat. I talk about toys. We all collect toys. Toy photographers in the chat. People who come by, and man, it's so much fun, and it's honestly, truly, for me, this is gonna get super serious. It's truly a privilege for me.
Make Ernie cry.
Ernie's gonna cry? I think he started.
Make Ernie cry. Thanks.
Sorry,
but to be able to talk, we're just chilling and talking about toys and Star Wars, and for Paul and Yoko and Ernie, for you guys to every week sit down here for hours. It's this is crazy, and people like it. I had so much fun doing this series with you.
We're not getting paid for this? Like at the end, I thought we were all getting a check at the end. No,
You're not.
You're prospecting still. You're prospecting.
Wow, that's crazy.
All
right.
Well, your status was based on how Boba Fett, how good the series was. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, to chat with you, all three of you, and for you to share your time with me and everyone in the chat, it's been so much fun doing this that honestly, it's been more fun than watching the show. And thank you, all of you, very much. And yeah, Marcus, you're right. This is totally wizard.
Wizard.
Totally wizard. Oh, what if there's a wizard theme song? It's just a wizard.
That went in my head too. I swear to God, I just thought that. Maybe Din's theme song could just say wizard throughout the whole thing. Oh. Yeah, I really thought that.
But yeah, no, truly, genuinely, thank you, all three of you. It's a blast, and I want to do more with all of you, and I think people in the chat do as well. So any time that you can to spare to do this, I'm very grateful. Thank you so much.
But what if they drop Bad Batch on us here before May 25th? Like, that's possible, right? Possible?
I think it's very possible. For real.
I kind of like the 7 episode. It's a nice compact. If 16 was a lot of screenshots, 16 episodes for Bad Batch is a lot of screenshots, man.
Kevin's all, you guys just have to show up. You don't understand. What
We
I
could
have
do
to
it without the screenshots if
Yeah, you can go off notes.
I feel like I've set that bar, you know. It's something that people are familiar with. A bar. I've set a bar, you know. It's not the highest bar, but it's there. I saw Paul about to say something. I'm like, no, I'm gonna preempt this. He's not gonna. I'm gonna 8 Mile you, and I'm gonna take what you have to say right out of your mouth. No, but he was gonna say like, yeah, the bar's not that high. But
well, no,
you know,
I mean it's a bar. It's a bar. One you step over instead of go under, or that's how low it is. But
exactly.
it was good. I like more than anything our good-natured critiquing of your screenshotting capabilities.
They were so good. It was so good this season. I'm saying that genuinely.
Yeah, the quality of the videos has been
No, I
more
meant your choice.
accessible.
I meant your choice of screenshots.
Oh, I mean-
It's a compliment.
Yeah,
okay,
good-
Trandosh. There are a
job.
lot of Trandoshans around here.
Oh my god.
Good
I
job,
saw
Kev.
that in someone's chat. Thank you, Ernie. I saw that. Whose chat was it the other day? There are a lot of Trendo. It was on the Fwoosh.
On the whoosh.
Yeah, that was used there. I'm like, that. There's no one else that says that, right? That's from here. There are a lot of Trandoshans.
Hmm.
Um,
And
I
they
think-
weren't talking about me, for the record.
no, you weren't there.
No.
They have to drop Bad Batch before Kenobi. You can't have two Tatooine. Hey, some of the best scenes from this season was when he left Tatooine, when Mando was on all the other planets. And Kenobi's going to be, I presume it's going to be all Tatooine. So, I hope you're not an Anakin type and you hate sand, because we're going to be there for a while. Sand in your chonies.
It gets everywhere. Even
would
in the
never see-
pockets.
Yeah, you wouldn't see Grogu's face without the screenshots. Or my stupid commentary of the guy who's doing... I can't get over these.
No,
Oh,
that's
it makes
good.
sound.
Whoa!
It scared the crap out of me. All right.
That wasn't the doll.
You just fired some knee rockets.
Yeah. I told you. There it was. That was it. That's exactly what happened.
Take that, Grogu.
For scaring me. Man,
Knee rocket.
he scared the crap out of you, didn't he?
Wait, I have a question.
Please. Yoko.
So we never went back to the Tusken Raiders. So you remember
Yes.
we were speculating that maybe some of them survived? Are we now to think they did all get massacred after all?
The long hair one, the female one, we kind of thought that maybe she would make a comeback because you didn't see. Yeah, this is sign language for long hair. This is sign language for lady, female.
Okay.
It's not.
It's not.
That.
Hmm.
No, it's the Tuscan language, Remember woman. Yeah, we thought we didn't see her dead amongst the Tuscan tribe, that maybe they would come back later. But now that we've seen it, it wouldn't have fit. Like, where would it have come from? If the Pike said, you know what, we killed them on purpose. That was our plan, and then all of a sudden one of them showed up. I don't think that would work. We were hoping for that, right? But then I kind of forgot about it.
Yeah, I honestly, in my mind, because there was so much, like, with the grav train and them going after it, because it did evoke that sort of Lawrence of Arabia feel to it. I was thinking that later on in the series, like, if it did come down to that, you would see, like, over the crest of Mos Espa, you would see thousands upon thousands of, like, all the tribes of the Tuscan Raiders sort of banding together. And that would have been his muscle, right? Like, you just see them. That's what I thought was going to happen to it. I definitely thought that the female Tuscan warrior would, because we didn't see her body, we didn't see her corpse.
Right.
We did see the corpse of the chieftain, and that's a big deal. That stick that looked like the little kid's stick, right? Throws into the fire. So you're thinking, you would have thought that if the female warrior was dead, that they would have had a moment with her as well, seeing how they were so closely connected. She taught him how to fight. with a gaffy stick, right? So I thought he would have been, that relationship was closer than the one he had to the chieftain. So I was really kind of hoping that she was like, she still could be alive. There still
Yeah.
could be that tie-in as well. You know, the story gets a little bit bigger, lots of loose ends. You don't want to wrap up every single storyline in season 1, because then where are you going to go for season 2?
Mhm.
And so, yeah, I think that would have been
If that, yeah, just my thinking, I guess, is if that really was it for them, like I makes me wish even more that they had played out that moment a little bit more. Remember how we had said it was too quick?
Yeah.
So
That was part of. I mean, the Tuscans were just kind of the first half of the season, and they were a great part of the season. I loved the flashback, those parts, and how learning more about the Tuscans. You know, we went deep into like how more humanizing them more, not just as these savages out in Tatooine. So that was a huge part, and it's kind of sad to see, as good as some of the stuff was in the latter half, that there was not really much visually for Tuscans or even a comeback. But you know, like Paul said, maybe you don't wrap up everything in season 1 and save something for later. That would be cool.
And there's definitely a tie-in with Cobb Vanth, and you know his relationship with the Tuscan Raiders out in Freetown, right? So I was kind of taken aback actually by how like that was one camp of Tuscans. I didn't think that was the entire tribe.
No,
I kind of
well,
thought
not
that
like the entire species.
I thought it'd be like the indigenous people, you know, the Cherokee Nation, or like it's much bigger than just that one encampment type thing. And so that's why I thought we were going to get that epic sort of shot of the entire nation, Tuscan nation, sort of coming and banding together. And it could still happen because Cobb Vanth, I mean, there are lots of stories to still explore. I don't think this is it for sure.
I want that now.
You know,
I know
Cad
it'll
Bane
be
is
a
still
fun
gonna be around.
surprise, right? If it happens later. Yeah.
And the Pikes, just because they killed the Pikes on this planet doesn't mean more Pikes aren't going to come, right?
Yeah.
Like, okay, you knocked off our thing. It's an entire planet of Pikes. They have the spice mines of Kessel. If they want a presence on Tatooine, they're going to do it. And so look at that escalation. I mean, if the Taken movies have told me anything, things escalate. Right? Because you can't just kick over one anthill and go, I got my daughter back. There are going to be consequences. You killed my son. So that's going to happen. They're just going to keep showing up. Yeah. It's like that.
It is a cycle.
Yeah. The Untouchables. He pulls a knife. You pull a gun. You send one of his to the hospital. You know, he sends one of his to the hospital. You send one of his to the morgue. Type thing.
And I totally forgot it, but I did want to bring up the Weequay had a name instead of just being called Weequay.
Right.
Yeah.
I can't remember what it was now. That was cool. I can't.
Jones.
Yes.
Jonesy.
Jonesy.
Bob?
It was that I thought that was cool. But I like that whole, I want to see that now. I want to see the massive colonization of all of the Tuscans. Wow. That'd be so cool.
Wouldn't that be cool?
Yes.
And then they turn it into like New Mandalore as well.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the Tuscans and the Mandalores get together because it's all about honor and tribe and sticking together and stuff.
Correct.
Good Lord. Because
she keeps saying how, well, everybody did. Even Boba, right? Mandalore is nothing now. You can't go back there. It's not basically like livable, I would think, from what they were saying and what we saw bombed.
Yeah.
So what if that's what Tatooine becomes, and that's why we get so much Tatooine?
Man, and Mando is probably headed back there to the waters of Lake Minnetonka. So
Lake Minnetonka
again, the Star Wars potential game of everything that can still come. This is an awesome time, and a lot more toys to buy
in 2025 from Black Series. But yeah, there's a lot.
It's all good. No Fun Feb is still going strong. I haven't paid any money to loopholes. Life is all about loopholes, Yoko. Okay, you have to find your way through the rules because
is that what I'm doing wrong?
All right. I think we're good. I think that's it. Thank you, everyone.
One more song before we go.
One more song. I think we should practice because all the different all the different parts of Duel of the Fates. You know, it changes speeds and then it's
Mm.
different things. We could practice. Everyone take a section. You know those videos where it's the same person doing all the parts of the song and it's just their face, and they've
Mhm.
pre-recorded like the different instruments.
Yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
we're
we
gonna
could
do.
totally get that.
We'll go viral
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
I
For sure.
think Av clipped something earlier. We over on Twitch for that segment. So oh shoot, Fly Zone 21.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you so
Far
much
too
for
kind.
becoming a channel member here. I appreciate you coming to check out the stream, and I think I think you're local too here in Ontario. So thank you for the support, and looking forward to seeing your name in the chat more in the future, along with the fellow Canucks, the Canuck Four, whenever we get that happening in the stream. Um, Once again, Yoko, Paul, Ernie, thank you so much. Yoko, where should people be watching out for your stuff?
I am on Twitch at Livin La Vida Yoko and on Instagram and Twitter at Yoko McKeon.
Oh, sweet. That's just a quick wrap up.
We'll be doing Midnight 30 for Moon Night 30 will be happening. So if you plan to be watching that show when it drops, Midnight 30 will be back for that.
Sweet. Torrance who says I really can't wait for the next Star Wars related show movie for a recap. Same here. This is way too much fun. Paul, how about yourself?
Yeah, hey, I've got a YouTube channel. It's Bitter Asian Dude Inc. A lot of the Bitter Brigade is on this chat. Thanks so much for your support and for supporting Kevin and supporting Yoko and Ernie. It's a great community, great group of people. But I've got an unboxing show on Sundays called Funboxing Sundays, where I unbox a geeky collectible, do a half-ass review, and just chat, basically. This Sunday, however, we're not doing it because I'm flying back to Vancouver to go to work. I mean, work is good, but so I'm not going to be able to do the stream this Sunday. But you can catch me, catch the channel. I'm on Twitter at Bitter Asian Dude, and on Instagram, Angry Uppa at Angry Uppa is my Instagram handle. Yeah, I'm just trying to think of what else I can say. I'm currently shooting Avatar: The Last Airbender, the live-action remake of that. I'm playing Uncle Iroh in that, and I've also we were talking about this earlier on. They've announced, but we've announced. We've been working on it for a while. A development deal with Great Pacific Media for a show where I'm hosting it, and it's about it's basically my love letter to fandom and to fans and all the different franchises that we love and what is it that makes a fan. So it's a show about the fans, for the fans, by a fan. So check it out whenever it gets picked up at some point.
It's such a cool idea, and hearing that, I'm like, man, there's no more fitting person to do something like this, man. So
Congratulations.
It was awesome news to hear. Congrats, man.
Thank you.
Ernie,
yes, sir.
We brought you on because it's Boba Fett, like you mentioned. We mostly talked just to talk trash back and forth about Boba Fett, which is just me because you're not talking trash about him. But you're hilarious, dude. Great guy, lots of Star Wars knowledge, and after bringing you on, everything here clicked. Season 2 cast usually adds more members to the team, and you have been nothing but a pleasure, and I don't want to say bringing more value. It sounds so corporate, but just taking this to another level that I think
providing
everyone
distraction.
You're just another target, basically. For
thanks, and I'll take it all day.
Guy.
Yeah, and I appreciate it. I this has been great, a lot of fun. I can't wait till we can all get back together and do it again. I appreciate all of you guys for bringing me on and allowing me to be here every Friday, and to all of our crews, like we said, thank you guys very much. But I am, if you don't know, I'm Ernie the Fallen Fett, and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, you can find me on YouTube on Toy Migos with They're Not Dolls. Check out our YouTube channel, and more Star Wars talk with our crew of the Sarlacc Digest podcast on Wednesday nights. So check that out on YouTube. That's where you can find me at.
The Sarlacc Digest podcast with the Fallen Fett.
Yeah.
Ladies and
right?
gentlemen, is there
Pretty good.
anything more fitting than that? Marcus Yee says Ernie's been a welcome addition, a fine addition to my collection. You are a
Nah.
lightsaber in my
Thank you
wall
guys
of
very much.
General Grievous collections. Yeah, I will definitely be. I will miss this next week. You know.
Yeah.
But May is not. May's kind of far away, but it's a few months. But I think we can regroup and think. I love how creative we all are. You know, I've mentioned everyone mentioned all the things that they do. We're gonna think of some awesome stuff to do. In the meantime, we're all gonna think of awesome content for everything.
You're not
going
getting rid of
forward.
me that easily.
Check out Unboxing Thursdays next week with Super 7's Yoko McCann. Thursdays 9 p.m. here at youtube.com/toyingaround and twitch.tv/toyingaround. Every Thursday at 9 p.m. Not every Thursday with Yoko because, my God, but next Thursday, special guest Yoko McCann. The week after, fellow Canadian and collector Dwayne Shoots Toys. That's it. You know, this. Thank you for the reminder. Your reminder was you're not going to get rid of me that easily.
Yeah.
I mean, that's it. Wait.
Oh, I
where we
forgot.
go?
If you ever see me at Disneyland, come say what's up. I'm always at Disneyland, so I always get hit up there. I love it. I love meeting people out there. They hit me up at cons and Disneyland a lot, and there's no better feeling than that. I was on vacation at Disney World and I got hit up by somebody, and that was amazing.
Oh, that's cool.
In the
You
rain.
were recognized.
Yeah. So it's very cool. So if you ever see me at Disneyland, that's my second home. I'll be there tomorrow doing some stuff. So say what's up.
Yeah, go check out. This is How We Do Disney.
Yes. You know, it's so hard running multiple pages. So I am always trying to do the best over there, but I do usually post everything in the stories of Fallen Fett page. So I'm going to do my best this year to up the How We Do Disney page. So thanks. I appreciate that.
Heck yeah. It's
Yeah,
awesome
and
stuff.
I need to hang out with Fred over there for sure.
We all need to hang out with Fred.
Yeah.
You don't have to treat Fred like that. You can say that to me, but don't you dare.
You're
talk
right.
about
You're right.
Fred.
I'm sorry,
How
Fred.
dare you?
I'm jealous y'all
I'm
got to
sorry.
meet Fred. I haven't
Fred
met him
is
yet.
Fred is
I
the
know.
best.
I know.
I
Everybody
have
keeps
not
saying
yet.
it.
I have to. I jumped
Oh,
on
I
his Twitch and we were talking Disney and everything. And then like today we were both loving the fact that the trams are coming back on the 23rd. And boy, were my feet excited. Because there's nothing, dude, there is nothing worse than that long walk back after a day at Disney and you have to walk the tram route.
Wow.
Oh yeah. No, that I am not a happy camper at the end of the day. So I saw that the trams were coming back and I was the happiest fat guy in the world. I was like, yes. Oh my God. Trams. Yeah. I love it.
All right, I think let's sign off. I think we should all sign off with we're gonna do the heart, but at the same time, let's do the Imperial March with Darth Vader lyrics
Oh my
only. Thank you for Spacehead Studio with the suggestion. All right, here we go. Wait, on the other hand.
Oh,
Darth
what?
Vader,
Where am I supposed to
Darth Vader, Darth
Oh, no,
This
Vader.
was really hard for me last
Darth
time.
Vader,
I don't
Darth
know
Vader,
either.
Darth Vader.
Oh my God.
There. Oh,
Still can't. I couldn't figure it out last week, and I still can't
Let's
figure
go,
it out.
drunken robot. Yoko, you can do it.
I can't.
Wait,
Huh?
are you not?
Which
are you
arm
giving
am
up?
I using? This arm?
Your left arm. That's it. Other way. There you go.
Yep.
And you got to angle it. There you go.
Elbow, yeah, and then
Don't
slide your
go
wheel,
that way.
wheel your chair. You can do it.
This doesn't make sense.
Darth Maul, Qui-Gon, and Obi-Wan. Da-na-na-na.
Here.
Yeah, use that. Will that help? There you go. Okay, no, other way. Yeah,
Up. There you go.
now to your right.
And then closer to the
You're
front,
right.
the bottom.
No, just shift to your right. Shift.
Darth Maul.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. Keep toying around. Peace.
Darth Maul.
Oh, my lights turned back on.